Gotcha. I could run it up through here, I suppose.
Yeah.
Investments of our time and resources are made here.
Our gaffers didn't do Good evening and welcome to Waukee High School, the field house here in Waukee, as it's another top 10 matchup in Class 5A in basketball. Dart Danielson alongside Andy Pollock here tonight. The Warriors hosting Ankeny Centennial, and Waukee had a bit of a scare on Friday night, going to overtime and ended up beating Valley, but held way below their scoring average, and part of that is an injury, and we'll talk about that. And then Centennial, let's talk a little bit. You've been following them a little more than I have. Let's talk just about how their season's gone here so far.
Well, and coming off a loss, kind of a surprising loss from Friday night. They fell in overtime to Ames. Ames takes it to overtime, hitting a shot with 0.4 seconds left, and Centennial just not able to overcome that, and it's been a series of heartbreaking losses for them as of late. They went to overtime with Johnston just over a week ago, and they're a team that Coach Scotty Young says is so close, but just haven't quite been able to get over the hump, and he's hoping to do so tonight against Waukee.
And Waukee coming off the loss to Dowling, and it was just their second loss of the season. They came back out against Valley, and Valley always plays them tough, but Reitzma, she was not Taryn Reitzma, their leading scorer, and their inside player, well, not their leading scorer, but their big player inside. She did not start that game, came in a little bit, gutted it out, but she had been playing on a bad ankle, and she is in the starting lineup tonight, but they were unable to get that inside out. We always talk about the shooting, but it's so much easier when you're playing a good defensive team if you can get it into the post and get it out, and they weren't able to do a lot of that against Valley on Friday.
Well, and Waukee's not a big team to begin with. Reitzma, their tallest player at 5'11". They've got a lot of girls at 5'10", but one of the things that strikes me most about as you look at this Waukee squad is their youth. There's not a single senior on the team. A bunch of juniors, a lot of sophomores, a couple freshmen that dress varsity. So as a young team, you look to a player like Taryn Reitzma to be your leader. And when she's out, that ankle thing is so tough to overcome on the basketball court because constant movement, and it's not just straight ahead movement. You're cutting side to side, and it never ends. So you're very much hobbled with that. And Waukee's a team that they're so balanced. They don't have that 20-point per game scorer, that 25-point per game scorer, but really any of those girls can go off on a given night, and that's what makes them so hard to defend is the balance that they possess.
And for Centennial, they have Meg Burns in double figures and nobody else in double figures. They have a few players right up there close, but finding that scoring is kind of been a little issue, hasn't it?
Yeah, points have been tough to come by this year for Centennial. When they're on, and they can play with anybody in the state. They've showed that. But when they're off, like they were the other night, they shot 30%, and unfortunately for them, that hasn't been the only game that they've shot 30% or thereabouts so far this year. So they're a team that when they are on for the outside, and they go as Meg Burns and really Cleo Murray goes, either of those two ladies have a potential to heat up on a given night, and when they're hitting shots, it goes without saying Centennial is a much better basketball team.
We're in the point in the season. We're last week of January, and then you wind down. You have about a half dozen games left for each of these teams. They each have a few big ones on the schedule, with Dowling Catholic coming up for Waukee. Then for Waukee, they have another matchup with Southeast Polk, and so they won that first matchup with them. So some big games coming in there, but all the other games too are important because you want to be on the downhill downhill run as you're heading toward the playoffs and getting into heading toward the state tournament.
Yeah, that momentum is so important. It's almost as you watch like the NFL this year, some of those teams they already have it wrapped up, and so they sit their starters or sit a couple key guys at that point. Not what you want to do here, especially in this case. So that high school age kids grab that momentum and just continue to let it ride. These two teams, I think this will be a low-scoring, hard-fought defensive battle tonight. But you look at the schedule that these two teams have left, and they've got some very tough games coming up. You mentioned Southeast Polk for Waukee. Centennial's got Johnston. They go to Mason City to play yet as well, a good 4A team. Waukee plays Iowa City High to end the season.
Oh, yeah, that's another big
there's
one.
Some big games coming up to give these girls a good chance to get some great momentum heading into tournament time.
It's Iowa City High #1 in the girls' ratings, 5A coming in. Waukee likes to push it. That's what they wanted to do against Valley. Valley pressured them a little bit and was able to slow that down. They like to run it and get out if they can, and they'll try to up the pace here. So we'll see if they can do that tonight against Centennial. Getting ready for the start of our girls' half of the doubleheader coming up here in just a bit. We're going to take a break, come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. It's cold outside and that means it's fireplace season. And you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
People drive to Indianola to buy new Fords. During the final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. New Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLTs. Up to $14,500 off MSRP. New Expeditions. Final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $9,000 off new Edges. And up to $7,000 off new Escapes. $14,000 off new F-150s. Don't miss it. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com. The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving Northwest and Central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes Central Bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
Here at Waukee, ready for some 5A basketball. Dar Danielson, Andy Pollock here, ready to go tonight. And these two communities are a little bit similar in that they've both been growing like crazy. I'm amazed every time I drive out here, there's something new built along University here in Waukee, and then when I get up to Ankeny, it's kind of the same way. Maybe a little bit ahead in the growth there, and now next year another high school here for Waukee, just as Ankeny did a few years ago, split off and two high schools. So a little bit of parallel in these schools and how they've grown and developed.
No doubt, not just two of the fastest growing cities in the Midwest, but in the entire country too, and especially from the youth perspective in high schools, just growing like weeds, I guess, for lack of a better term. And like you said, the split, I like the split. It just gives a lot more kids opportunities to do a lot of things that you don't get with one gigantic high school.
Well, ready for the starting lineups here for Waukee and Centennial. And they always turn out the lights and I can't see my
Just listen in.
But
I
yeah,
suppose,
I'll
right?
announce them as we go, yeah.
Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. For Ankeny Centennial, number 5, Taylor Runchy.
Taylor Runchy for Ankeny Centennial.
For the Warriors, 5'6" junior, number 2, Lindsay Kelderman.
Lindsay Kelderman.
For Centennial, number 15, Jackie Pippins. For the Warriors, 5'8" junior, number 10, Katie Dinnemeyer.
Jackie Pippett and
For Centennial, number 25, Cleo
Katie
Murray.
Dinnebeer. Cleo Murray.
For the Warriors, 5'8" junior, number 14, Peyton Kelderman.
Peyton Kelderman.
For Centennial, number 34, Alexandria Kiana Harris.
Alexandria Kiana Harris for
For the
Centennial.
Warriors, 5'9" junior, number 34, Megan Ernie.
Megan Ernie.
For Centennial, number 40, Meg Burns.
Meg Burns for Centennial.
And for the Warriors, 5'11" junior, number 42, Taryn Reitzman.
Karen Reitzman. She's just a junior. I keep thinking she's a senior. She's been playing, I think, since about a freshman year. She's been in there a lot and been a good player for them. But it's going to be an interesting matchup. Like I say, I think Waukee will try to push the tempo if they can here tonight. And I've seen a little bit, watch you guys a little bit on tape on Ankeny Centennial, but what do you expect them to do?
Well, they're going
tonight?
to play defense. You know, they're going to defend you as hard as they
Yep.
can, but one of the Achilles heels for Centennial this year, two things, shooting and turning the ball over. And how they handle that pressure by Waukee tonight is going to go a long way as far as how successful they can be in scoring some points.
Just about ready to get it underway here. Centennial again in the dark uniforms of black and home whites for Waukee. And controlled by Waukee. Ernie over. Dinnebeer, and a three up, no good by Lindsay Kelderman. And quickly up comes Runchy. Looking down low on the post. Ernie's down there on Pippett. Now they go up over the top. Oh, a good entry, and both teams missing on the opening shot here. Kelderman. That's Lindsay.
Check out the spacing for the Waukee offense. They are covering the entire court.
Peyton Kelderman almost has it taken away. Lindsay picks it up. Now back over to Peyton. And that little fake and turns it over.
You know, they, like I mentioned before, just spaced out all over the court right now. Centennial sitting back in there, not coming out too far. Here right away, the pressure causing some issues.
And it goes off of Runchy out to Waukee. Kelderman looking to get it in, gets it in to Ernie. She kicks it out. Dinnebeer for three. Good.
Three-point basket for Kate Dinnebeer.
And she has been shooting lights out from three-point range this season. Up, and Reitzman pulls down the rebound. Dinnebeer up quickly to Ernie. She'll drive and gets it blocked by Kiana Harris. Good defense to get back by her to run the floor.
And a lot of action here early on, both teams up and down the floor. A couple good looks for everybody, just only one to fall so far for Waukee.
Meg Burns gets it over. Pippett drives, kicks it out. Now on the post. Up underneath the Pippett, the bucket, and the foul.
That's the second time we've seen good entry pass, high post to low post. Pippett had a good look earlier, wasn't able to finish. This time battles through the contact, gets it to fall. Great look, though, from that high post. Draws the double team. Alex Kiana Harris gets it up there about the elbow, draws the double team, leaves a lot of room down low for Jackie Pippett.
And she hits the free throw, and we're tied. So the new three-pointer and the traditional three-pointer, and it's 3-3 here with 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. Waukee with it now. Kelderman goes down inside. The other Kelderman comes up. Dinnebeer over to Ernie. Looking for Reitzma posting, but Kiana Harris had her defended pretty well down there. That's going to be a good battle, I think.
Yeah, they've drawn out the bigs for Centennial. They've drawn them out quite a ways. I think it's going to open up some good looks down low for Waukee if they choose to penetrate later on. But just so much spacing and keep those bigs a long ways away from the basket.
Peyton Kelderman gets it back to Dinnebeer. Kelderman looks to Ernie inside there. Not there. They're rotated across the top. Dinnebeer for three. No good that time. Rebound. Kelderman puts it back up and good. Peyton Kelderman.
Kelderman did a great job because Burns had position on her, but Kelderman turned her body, able to corral that rebound without fouling her. Nice job by one of the twins for Waukee.
And off the foot of Runchie. Dinnebeer picks it up, goes up, and gets through the pressure and gets the bucket.
There's that pressure causing issues for Centennial, and the turnover bug, that's two now early on.
They trap Runchie in the corner. She's spinning around and steps on the line. Worst place you can take that ball in the corner against the trap, isn't it?
Waukee knew they had her in the right spot, too. They were sharks in the water. Smelled that blood right away as soon as Runchie brought it across.
Peyton Kelderman will take it, get it off to Dinnebeer to start the offense. Over to Ernie. Left side Kelderman. Still the man-to-man. Kelderman to Ernie. A little weave there, and they're going to call Ernie.
They got,
with the, I think a
moving
little
screen.
Yeah, a little too much. She got the shoulder into her on that screen and didn't get around.
And I think she had done it probably a little more egregious the first time that they went by, and then drew attention to it the second time.
Yeah, the next time when she bent over a little more, and then that time he called her on it because she wouldn't straight up on that screen. So the first foul of the ball game here. Centennial now, chance to cut into that lead, knocked away by Dinnebeer. Now she goes down, gets it for three, and gets fouled from the three-point range.
Those turnovers lead to run-out situation. That's five possessions so far for Centennial that they have not even been able to get a shot off and lead to a run-out. You're getting 2-on-1, 3-on-2 type of look, and flying in from a long ways away, Ellie Street. A lot of arm as she comes flying in.
Dinnebeer hits the free throw. She'll get three here. Shoots 68% from the free throw line.
Coach Scott DeYoung wants a timeout. I think he just wants to settle his girls down. I know he had a lot of concern for how they would come out after the heartbreaking loss for them on Friday night. Was very concerned about just how are they going to respond. I almost think they've responded by being too jittery, really to get going.
Yeah.
And obviously the Waukee pressure is causing a lot of issues for them right now, and you get to a point that you press a little bit and you want to do too much, and I think he just wants to settle everybody down and stick them with a game plan. Is Waukee masterful so far on their defense?
Yeah, one thing they don't want Waukee to get that big run to stretch it out there too far. It's just a 5-point ball game right now, but
points are hard to come by this season for Centennial, so Coach DeYoung doesn't want them to get too far away.
Dinnebeer back to the line. She hit the first of the 3-point free throws. She gets another one here. So she scored a 3 of 2 and 2 free throws, a chance for one more free throw. And hits it. That gives Waukee a 7-point lead, the biggest of the game so far in the early going here, halfway through the first quarter. Pressure again. They finally get it over. And up and just off, and Those are the shots you want to fall.
Yeah, Wrightsma did a great job altering it, though. She got in there and really made Kiana Harris change her shot.
On the drive, and the foul. No, travel called, and that is Reagan Bartholomew, who started the other night. Gave him some great minutes against Valley, and she comes in here off the bench. Got a little depth. Steal quickly, and then the foul as Didier gets the steal and is fouled by Bella Robin.
That time just not leading the point guard to the ball as Bella Robin threw it in. And Waukee, just everywhere that Centennial goes, Waukee is there a step before them right now.
At least that foul was against Street.
That two quickly on her.
I thought it was Robin, but it isn't. It was Street. So, yeah, that's two on her.
Number 34, Megan Ernie, and number 30, Abigail Jones, check in for Waukee.
Abigail Jones and Megan Ernie back in for Waukee. And was it Runchie came back in for?
Yes, for Street.
Street.
Who had two quick fouls there in her time in.
Pressure again. They drop back in that zone. Runchie for three, no good. Rebound inside Harris, can't get it to go. Battle for it, and Kelderman finally digs it out of there and gets fouled. Coming up the floor by Murray.
Down here on the other end again, Alex Kiana Harris. It looked like it was going to be a good look, but her shot gets altered. I think tipped a little bit once again, and leading to another run-out situation. Kind of a little helter-skelter action, and Waukee comes out again. Sure seems like a lot more fouls on Centennial than three right now, but that's what they've got them listed for.
So Pippett comes back in, and there's, well, I thought that looked like a pretty clean straight out block, but they're going to call the foul, and this time it will go on Bella Robin.
And official said that Bella Robin, it was a hard block. I think up top it was clean, but she got it with a lot of body as she went up with her. That's what the official is explaining to Coach DeYoung right now. Waukee already shot a lot of free throws in this one as well.
Yeah, and Katie Dinebeer, she shot them all here. And hits two there. And a timeout. Centennial calls a timeout. We'll take a break. Come back after this on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game, Shields.
Back here at Waukee. Waukee on a 10-0 run since it was tied at 3. And Centennial trying to find a way to, had trouble with the pressure and then trying to find a way to get through the offense. That Waukee zone was very effective against Valley the other night, and that zone spreads out so much and they move so quick. You know, a lot of times you think the zone, you're just standing there, but they move so well, and it's hard to spread them out and find the hole in that zone.
Well, and they've had a tough time even getting into their half-court offense so far.
Yeah.
And you can't shoot your way back into this game if you can't get your shots off in the first place. So just continuing to struggle against that pressure that Waukee brings at them. A lot of great athletes.
Into the
Another
middle.
turnover.
Yep, turned over again. And the pressure. And Kelderman on the drive there, pulls it back out. Lindsay goes out wide to Jones. To Ernie, back up top to Jones. And to Peyton Kelderman. Looks at the three. Now Kellerman dribbles in.
Waukee been very patient on offense.
Yeah, that's what the other night they had the shot like that three there. They were taking it right away. Here they're being a little more patient. Of course, it helps when you're up by 10 a little bit to be more patient and work the clock, but
they really forced Centennial to defend him for a long time.
Oh, there's a nice steal all the way down, up and good by Cleo Murray.
Don't waste any time, back the other way.
Ends a 10-0 run.
And Waukee gets up the court in a hurry.
Yeah, they push it. Three, good by Bartholomew. And she can hit him too. She's not shy about shooting it.
She's a 35% three-point shooter and didn't even have a hand in her face on that look. Take a good look for them all day long.
Runner rolls around and goes down for Meg Burns.
Looked like one of those pennies on the way out of Walmart when you want to drop it in there.
And there's three-pointer. And Jones hits the three-pointer. So all of a sudden, the outside game is heating up for Waukee.
Well, and Abigail Jones is 6'2", so if she can hit those shots, she's going to cause a lot of mismatch issues for defenses.
Well, Centennial got through the press that time. Now looking inside of the post, back out for three, short. But kept the, oh, she got a foot on the line. She almost made a good job to tightrope it. Wrightsman Dinnebeer will come back in and Kiana Harris back in for Centennial.
That's the type of look Centennial would love to get. It's a wide open look for Murray and a good shooter, but man, that time nowhere close.
So under a minute to play. Waukee with the ball. Get it out to Ernie. Now to Dinnebeer. And there's a Runchie and Ernie fall over there. Nothing. Let him keep playing.
Bodies all over the floor.
Yep. Wrightsma hands it off to Peyton Kelderman. He crosses over on the drive, sneaks through, and gets the bucket. The official said no, it was a clean smack of the ball.
Kelderman so quick off the dribble. Somehow was able to get control back of that and get it up off the glass.
And foul called on Runchie from behind.
Press just continues to cause issues for Centennial. You can replicate it. You can do all your best to replicate it in practice, but until full speed comes, it's so difficult.
Throw it into the backcourt. Kelderman up to Ernie. 3 seconds. And, oh, not a good foul there with the clock running down. Cleo Murray picks up her second.
Foul number 25, Cleo Murray, her second.
That's already 1-1 right now for Waukee at the end of the first quarter. But like you said, I think initially she actually got to it cleanly, and then the follow-through of everything. Oh, I thought that must have just been the sixth. I thought it took them to the seventh.
Nope, just number 6. The next one will be shooting, though. They get it in quick. Dinnebeer throws it up, banks it home, gets a foul at the buzzer. Wow.
What a great look by Dinnebeer. She was able to lean into the defender. I believe they called it on Lizzie Strom, but she was able to lean into her and really just chuck it up there, banks it off the glass. What a look. I mean, that's a lot of contact that she battled through as well.
She makes the three-point play. She's got 11 here in the first quarter. Makes the lead 25-7. We'll take a break, come back with the second quarter after this on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Here at Waukee, 25-7, Waukee over Centennial at the end of one, and Katie Dinnebeer threw up a wild three that banked in, and then she got fouled and ends up hitting the free throw. She's got 12 of their 25 points here in the first quarter. Waukee went on a 10-0 run there and then kept building on it, and offensively, Centennial trying to find something here, get something in sync. And Kelderman comes out, Peyton Kelderman with the foul.
Waukee's defensive pressure all over the court, everywhere they go. No chance whatsoever to just take a breath if you're on offense.
And the thing is, when you get a steal or you work, then it just ramps that up even more when you're playing defense. Sometimes that press, it doesn't work early, and it's hard to keep at it, but they've just kept, as you said, constantly at it. Outs inside, Kiana Harris turn around. Oh, and Centennial keeps getting things like that. We're just rolling out.
Can't quite find that touch right now early on.
And Reitzman called for the travel.
A little hop step as she went into her post move.
Pass was a little low and inside there. And the pressure again by Waukee. Centennial. Harris will just take it over, and she draws the foul. Reaching in on Lindsay Kelderman, I think.
Number 42, Taryn
Oh, no, Reitzman. Okay.
It's interesting to see Kiana Harris taking the ball up the court, but kind of got Reitzman a tough position, riding her a little bit from behind, and leaned in and got the contact. As officials have shown they're not going to let a whole lot of contact go. Calling a pretty tight game so far.
Almost threw that one away. Inside, now back out. Over for three, no good. Rebound slapped around. Centennial comes down with it, put back up, no good. Knocked around and up and good. The foul.
The basket's good for
Lizzie Strom kept at it hard there and ends up getting the bucket and the foul.
Strom with her third chance at it finally was able to get it to fall, and happened to be when she got fouled.
24, Lizzie Strom at the line for Centennial with one shot.
Strom's been a nice little spark off the bench this year for Centennial. You've seen situations where they just needed a spark, needed some scoring, needed a defensive stop, and she's been the one to give it to them off the bench.
Gets a three-point play there. Hits the free throw, and it's down to 15. Now a little extra pressure by Centennial up top, and a travel called. So Centennial ramps up the defense a little bit and forces the turnover.
Well, and they're going to need to force the issue if they want to get back into this ball game. You see Abigail Jones out there for Waukee, and she's really just extended all the post players out. Just really giving a lot of space on the inside for Waukee on offense.
Yeah, she gives them a lot of length too off the bench. The runner just in and out, and the Jones battles for it, keeps it alive to Kelderman. Now they're on the run. Back to Jones, and she travels.
You just mentioned the length of Jones, and down here on the other end, you see her arm reach all the way around. Yeah, and she was able to keep that ball alive, tip it out around Pippett and get it down. Almost a run-out situation you saw for Waukee. Katie Dinnebeer waiting on that far wing, yelling for the ball. Had run right to the corner where she was going to have a great look, but they opted to go this way instead and kind of got the feet in front of the hands.
Ella Street in, that's her where the ball passes over to Runchie. Now gets it back. This baseline lob into Harris, and Jones will foul her from behind.
Now the foul's starting to mount up for Waukee. You can definitely see a cognizant effort to get the ball into the post right now for Centennial.
And Jones with two, she'll come out, and Bartholomew will come in. Oh, and a bullet pass in there, and fortunately for Centennial, it comes off of Waukee.
I'm not sure how that pass got through to Kiana Harris, but then someone for Waukee knocked it out of there, but somehow snuck its way through.
It was fired through the hands. Here's a three, no good. And the rebound comes off to Lindsay Kelderman. And they'll push it up. Dinnebeer drives and drops it in.
Yeah, really nice quick move by Dinnebeer. A little stutter about 8 feet away from the basket and then able to finish it in.
Their first bucket here of the second quarter. Centennial down on the block and up and good by Jackie Pippett.
Once again, the high post look coming from Alex Kiana Harris. This time, though, from about 20 feet away outside the three-point line. And Pippett, knowing right where she was, turns and gets it up off the glass. Soft kiss.
So both teams now will be in the 1-on-1 from here on out. And there's the free throw for Pippett. She's a 61% shooter from the line, and they cut it down to 14. But Centennial needs to find something they haven't had yet, is a little run on offense here.
Well, and you see them extend their press all the way to the full court. We saw a lot more pressure on the ball in the half court, but now making Waukee play the full 94 feet.
And that's as slow as they brought it up here tonight so far. They like to get it out and run it when they can. That was one thing. Valley had the speed to match them on that. Ernie gets it off to Dinnebeer, leaves it short. That's one of her few misses tonight. She's been pretty hot to start the ball game, and there's, I don't know if that was touched, but Kelderman will go after it, and then that allows Centennial to come back the other way, and then there's a tie-up, and that'll go to Waukee.
It was going to be over and back.
Yeah.
And then Dinnebeer, yeah, it was. I couldn't tell if it was Dinnebeer
no,
or
I think it was
Kelderman.
Kelderman, yeah.
Just tipped it right before they hustled back. But
she thought she had if she was able to get it, she might have had a clear path to the basket, but wasn't able to get it out of there.
Waukee has just really dictated the tempo of this game, because even after Centennial got the ball, quickly back the other way they go, and just not comfortable playing at that fast a pace.
Over to Peyton Kelderman. Bounce into the block. Reitzma up and no good. And now a little quick push up the floor by Centennial. Over to Runchie. She'll drive. Looking for some help and get called for the travel as they double teamed her on the baseline.
Yeah, Kelderman down there along with, I believe it was Reitzma. Not a good place for Runchie to be stuck. They know what they're doing. They use that baseline as another defender. They use it, and they just force her right up against it.
Lindsay Kelderman inside to Reitzma, out to Peyton Kelderman for three. No good. Rebound off to Bella Robin for Centennial. They lob it inside. They broke the press, but then they go inside, and Waukee's right there.
Waukee's cooled off a little bit from three-point land here recently. They had a nice hot streak of a few in a row there towards the end of the first quarter, including the four-point play to end it, which, as you look at the score right now, that's a big 4 points. 14 sure seems a lot different than 10.
Number 40, Meg Burns. Number 25.
Pippett with her first foul. 8th team foul.
For Waukee, number 34, Megan Ernie at the line with the 1-and-1.
Cleo Murray back in there for Centennial. Megan Ernie at the line for one in the bonus. Misses the front end. And here comes Centennial. Meg Burns. Over to Murray. Back over to Burns. Try to go quick inside to Pippett, but good defense. Ernie comes around her. Here's Kelderman on the drive. Kick out to Ernie for three. No good. And just about everybody on the team will shoot up the three. They're not afraid of that either when they got an open look.
Waukee on defense has done such a great job of taking away any good angles on the entry pass. But the only way Centennial's been able to get one down to the post is to get it to that elbow and create an angle from that way. Just nothing entering from the sides. They take that all away.
Outside Pippett, now up top. And take it away again.
Just out of sync, seeing everything just a little bit late.
Up to Reitzma, bucket and a foul on Bella Robin.
Great job by Reitzma. They got the ball ahead to her right underneath the basket. If they wait any longer, she's already past the basket, and they got it to her just at the perfect time, able to finish it off with some contact.
Reitzma goes to the line hitting 58%. Lizzie Strom and Alexandria Kiana Harris back in for Centennial. Reitzma can't complete the three-point play. And Bartholomew also back in for Waukee.
At the top of that defense, Dinnebeer just so active up there, creating a lot of havoc.
I'd like to know what her pedometer says after a game, because she covers a lot of floor. Oh, misses that one.
You know, you mentioned the other night that Waukee had 3 quick three-pointers to start the game, and we saw a streak earlier tonight. I think they had 4 in it. Yep. Haven't hit one as of late, but they're doing such a good job on the defensive end of the court that it doesn't really matter. They're fine with trading 0 for 0 right now.
Back up. Strom, Kiana Harris will drive. Backs in, turns around, hasn't knocked away from Reitzma, then puts it up, and then a foul will be called over the back. Is Cleo Murray. I think if that's Cleo Murray, that'll be, yep, third on her.
And she's going to be one that they'll need in this ball game if they want to shoot their way back into it. Hasn't had that many good looks so far tonight. There, Waukee gets a free throw. Felt like it had been a while since they were able to put one through.
For 5, Taylor Runchie returns for Centennial.
You know, Waukee, you feel like they're one of the top 4 teams, at least in this part of the state right now, and they're showing it so far tonight. The athleticism that they attack you with, and if they can dictate the tempo of the games going forward, you know, they've given Southeast Polk a battle so far this year.
And we got a foul called on Lindsay Kelderman away from the ball. So, 8th team foul. Meg Burns will go down to shoot the free throws. She's hitting at a 90% clip and hits the front end of the one-on-one there.
Yeah, Burns a very good shooter from the field as well, but just not getting many opportunities tonight.
Misses that one. Put back up, no good. Slapped around. Taken by Centennial. Now on the drive, Burns draws the foul.
Centennial just not a good feel around the basket tonight. They've had some looks and just the angles are off, or it's too hard off the glass or too soft off the glass, just not able to find that rhythm around the hoop. They've had some decent looks down there.
Number 54, Neely Barnes returns for the Warriors.
Burns gets the first free throw. And the second.
Waukee's so quick.
Long three, no good. Rebound, battle for, pulled out of there by Meg Burns. Coming up on a minute to play first half. Waukee up by 15. Biggest lead's been 18, and blocked by Cameron Weirs. Long three, no good.
Maybe a little quick in the possession for Coach Guess.
Maybe a little deep for Jones on that three, too. And that one was over the head. Just that defense has disrupted their passing so much here.
Leo Murray returns for the Jaguars.
Murray's got to be careful here. Oh, she's out. Wait, they said she was back in, but I don't. No, she's still on the bench. I hear the announcer say it. She's got 3. You don't put someone with 3 fouls in with 40 seconds left.
No. Yeah, because they're going to mount a comeback. They're going to need her in there.
Especially when you're playing defense.
Up top to Bartholomew. Dinnebeer over to Kelderman. Now Kelderman over for 3. The air balls it over the top, and the rebound to Kiana Harris. Pressure though. Centennial Burns was looking up and has it stripped. Up for the easy 2 goes Bartholomew, and that'll end the half.
What a change there at the end of the half. Centennial looking to cut it down to about a 13-point game, and then just like that, lose the ball. I think she didn't quite realize how much time was left, trying to take a half-court shot with 6 seconds left, and then back the other way, Waukee knocks it in, and just like that, Waukee's got a 17-point lead.
Well, they outscored them 9-8 in the quarter. Centennial did.
They handled the full-court press much better.
Yeah, much better, but when they trailed by 18, so as you say, they're down by 17 here at the half. We'll take a break. We'll come back and check out the scoring in the first half, talk a little bit about it here after this on CISN.TV.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. It's cold outside, and that means it's fireplace season. And you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
People drive to Indianola to buy new Fords during the final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. New Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLTs. Up to $14,500 off MSRP. New Expeditions. Final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $9,000 off new Edges and up to $7,000 off new Escapes. $14,000 off new F-150s. Don't miss it. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Back here at Waukee at halftime, it's Waukee 33-16. Dar Danielson, Andy Pollock. And I'll run down the first half scoring for you for Centennial. Jackie Pippett with 6, 5 for Meg Burns, 3 for Lissy Strom, and 2 for Cleo Murray. For Katie Dinnebeer, she had 14, 12 of those coming in the first quarter. 6 for Peyton Kelderman, 5 for Reagan Bartholomew, 4 for Karen Reitzba, and 3 for Abigail Jones. I think I'm missing a point, 25, 29, 32. I'm missing a point somewhere. We'll have to figure that out. But just Waukee came out and took control early with that pressure, Andy. And you said Centennial handled a little better in that second quarter, but at that time they're looking up at an 18-point deficit.
Well, in the second quarter they were finally getting some shots. They were able to actually get into the half-court set, run their offense a little bit, and then actually take some shots and what would be considered good shots. But again, just really not able to find that touch around the rim tonight. Some what would be considered bunnies, and just not able to get them to fall. Like I mentioned before, too strong off the glass, too soft off the glass, not using the glass, just all sorts of different reasons for not being able to get things to fall.
Sometimes when you're not beating that pressure, then you get in the offensive end and you're rushing because we got to score, But so maybe if they do a little better job of breaking that pressure here in the second half and get the offense going a little more.
Well, and Waukee's fine with you taking a long time in the half-court set right now because, well, they got the 17-point lead, but also the longer your possession goes without getting a shot, the much higher chances of getting that turnover that Waukee's going after, and that's how they generate a lot of their offense in those run-out looks that they get.
They got the kids out here, their halftime tradition where they shoot for prizes, and talk a little bit about you're as a dad, you go with your girls to all these things, and the Kobe Bryant news, of course, kind of shocked everybody this week. When we were out at the Rose Bowl, my son Joe, we were out there and we went to a Lakers game, and unfortunately Kobe was out injured. He didn't play that night. We were really disappointed because my son's a big NBA fan, wanted to see him play, but just kind of, I know you don't fly in airplanes, but you travel around and you know how tight those teams get with each other and playing and what fun it is to be with your kids, and that's part of the sadness of it all too, with all the people that died along with him and his daughter.
No doubt, yeah, and you see the names of the other people that passed away in the accident. You see the multiple people from the same family, and you know that one of them, teammates, daughters that are out there, and it's incredibly sad to see that. And these are kids that I've got a 13-year-old at home, and you see the ages of these girls as well, and it's a very difficult thing to read, a difficult thing to hear, and more so over the last couple of years, you see more of the Kobe Bryant as the dad, not the great basketball player that he was, and I think that's that human side of him of being a dad to 4 daughters and what that looks like, and seeing how much he interacted with his daughters, and they were big basketball fans as well, carrying on that legacy. I think that part of it is what has affected more people over the course of the last couple of days than just losing Kobe Bryant, the third all-time leading scorer in the NBA or whatever he was.
And it seemed like, too, he was trying to tell him, I think what he was getting to was, he was a superstar, but everybody that plays sports, Jim, I think from what I could see, things about life, too, and sports are good, but eventually you can't play sports, and you got to be prepared for the rest of things that come along, and that's like a lot of the girls we're seeing here tonight. Some will go on to college, some won't. They may go in another sport in basketball, but and they'll play, and that'll be it. But there's a lot you can get out of sports, but you got a lot of other stuff that comes with it.
And a lot more won't go on to play college ball than will, and it's it creates good habits. It creates the habits of showing up early. It creates the habits of staying longer, honing your craft, whatever that craft is. If it's playing the clarinet, playing the piano, dancing, kicking field goals, whatever that craft is, it shows the power of repetition and getting to that. And there's been so many great Kobe Bryant quotes that have resurfaced over the last few days, and some of the best ones I think as a coach and as a dad that you see are about just how to practice and being there present, being there mentally in everything that you're doing, because there's a lot of kids, high school age, 5th graders that we see on the court right now, they go to practice. Practice is just kind of something you do. They don't necessarily look to get better. And the athletes that are truly special are, well, first of all, the ones that have good genetics, but second of all, the ones that understand that you have to get better every opportunity that you have.
We're at halftime here, 33-16, Waukee over Centennial. We'll take a break, come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving northwest and central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes Central Bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Daniel, Andy Pollock, quick look into the locker rooms. What did the coaches have to say at halftime?
I think if you're Waukee, you kind of keep that pressure on, but you don't have to take any shots early in possessions. You kind of be patient, take the good shots when they come. You've got a 17-point lead. It's going to be very tough for Centennial to get their way back into this game. On the Centennial side of things, got to get those shots. You got to be able to get there and get those shots taken, and maybe eventually they start falling. I don't know. It's been tough to come by so far here tonight.
And for Waukee, you can't look up there and say, oh, we got a 17-point lead. They've been moving so well on defense. They've been all over. It's almost like there's 10 of them out there at times. You can't ease up on that here in the second half.
You keep that defensive pressure. And the other thing, you don't want to lay off at all because that's your identity as a team. So that side of things, definitely don't back off the pressure at all. But, don't be afraid to be a little patient on the offensive end.
So Centennial will start with the ball. They're in the black uniforms, Waukee in the white as we get underway here in the second half. And looks like the same starters here will start the game. They get it over to Runchie. Drives, left-hander off the glass.
Taylor Runchie.
Looked like she kind of lost it a little bit as she started to go up, but able to keep it with a, like you said, left hand. And
it looked like it was kind of coming out of her hand, but she pushed it at the last second.
Got it, used the force.
Got it off the glass there.
Oh, good back cut.
Oh, Ernie.
Gets the pass. Jackie Pippett up here on the side, and Ernie, great look from Reitzman at the top of the key.
There's a three, no good. The rebound comes down to Kelderman. And I don't have Centennial with a made three tonight. That one's down and out for Lindsey Kelderman. Quickly the other way. Centennial running a little bit here. Cleo Murray.
See them trying to up the tempo just a little bit, and they're back quickly the other way on defense as well. Definitely part of the locker room talk.
Peyton Kelderman drives, gets a little bump, but she gets it to go.
Oh, what a sweet kiss off the glass.
And up and good on the other end. Pippett, we all of a sudden got a shootout going here.
Full court game everywhere right now.
Ernie up to Dinnebeer. Dinnebeer looked at the three and now pulls back. And she's close to a 5 count, gets it off finally to Lindsey Kelderman. Baseline Reitzma, no good. Rebound comes off to Pippett.
They missed late in that possession. They missed to Ernie on a back cut. She was wide open.
Into Kiana Harris, and she draws the foul before the shot.
See Centennial again really trying to work that post. They've bought themselves some better angles against this 2-3 zone of Waukee. That could be some issues right now. Reitzma picks up her third foul.
Mm-hmm. Just the first of the second half here, but 3 on Reitzma.
Torrid pace here to start the second half.
Cleo Murray, the only one in foul trouble for Centennial with 3. And Kelderman will tie up the shoelaces, and Centennial a chance to cut it to 10. Bucket and the foul.
The basket's good for Alexandra and Kiana Harris.
A little bit of a delayed inbounds play. Kiana Harris started off down low, flashed up to the top. I thought they missed then Jackie Pippett cutting to the hoop, and then right behind her was Kiana Harris, snuck behind the defense and got a great look for Centennial. Big-time post presence here so far in the second half.
It's the free throw, and now the lead's down to 10. A little 7-0 run here by Centennial. Dinnebeer. Up top to Kelderman.
Key's just got to stay calm right now.
Oh, and almost, Dinnebeer almost made a wild off-balance shot. And here's Centennial over to Burns for three. Good! Meg
like
Burns.
That. Yeah, Centennial hits a couple shots, and Meg Burns a great shooter. They finally got her open for a look on the far side.
17-point lead down to 7. We'll take a break. Come back after this on CISN.TV.
People drive to Indianola to buy new Fords. During the final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. New Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLTs. Up to $14,500 off MSRP. New Expeditions. Final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $9,000 off new Edges. And up to $7,000 off new Escapes. $14,000 off new F-150s. Don't miss it. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Here at Waukee, you see the huddle over there for the Warriors and trying to slow down a 12-4 start to the third quarter. They've been outscored by Centennial. They started with a 17-point lead here coming out of halftime, and Centennial, the Jaguars, have cut it down to 35-28.
And they're kind of beating Waukee at their own game right now. The defensive pressure has been ratcheted up for Centennial. Got some run-out looks down at the other end, created some kind of secondary break situations, and then Burns hits the three going into the timeout.
And 5 players scored, too, for Centennial, so they've spread it out there. Everybody getting in the act here. Over to Dinnebeer. And off no good. The rebound comes off to Runchie.
Good look.
Cameron Weir's in the ball game. She is up high for Waukee. Drive, bounce pass into Kiana Harris. Leaves it short, puts it back up, and good. That's what they weren't getting in that first half, those second chance.
Yeah, Kiana Harris, she will battle down low. It's not always pretty, but she will continue to battle the entire game.
5-point game. Dinnebeer looks underneath. Blocked, but it'll stay with Waukee. Good quick hands there.
Yeah, good recognition. Good recognition on the help defense too. I don't think after the block, I'm not sure that Kiana Harris realized that the ball was sitting right on her back as she got carried out of bounds.
Running the play takes a little bit of time. They finally get it in. Now over to Kelderman, Lindsay. Cross court, Ernie for three. Good!
Yeah, good look. Kelderman really drew the defense in as she dribbled into the lane, kind of sucked everybody in from the far side before she kicked it out for a wide open three-point look.
Ends the run there by Centennial. Puts the lead back up at 8, and Kelderman can't tiptoe the line with the steal over there, and it'll stay with Centennial.
There's that defensive pressure again from Waukee.
Throw it into the backcourt to Burns. Peyton Kelderman on her, up ahead to Runchie.
The battle down low.
They try to lob it in there, not high enough. Reitzman takes it away. They were looking for Kiana Harris. Got to get a little more air under that one. Here's a three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Pippett. They aren't giving many second chance shots now either.
No, Pippett and Kiana Harris have been very good around the basket.
Kiana Harris comes up high now. She lobs it in. A little too deep on the lob there.
Well, that's happening early in the first half. That was happening from the elbow. Now it's happening from about 2 feet beyond the three-point arc. And it's a long pass. It's a tough angle because if you go too far, first time they left it short, now they go too long second time. Find that porridge that's just right.
Kind of drop it right in there, yeah. Inside Ernie, nice move.
They had missed her on that cut of possession a couple possessions ago. This time they found her, and a great look for Ernie down low. Waukee back up in double-digit lead.
Ernie's got 7 points here in the quarter, and then she draws the foul there, and that'll be her third, I believe.
Warriors foul number 34, Megan Ernie.
Or no, that's her fourth.
Third and a half. Number 5, Taylor Runchie at the line for the Jaguars with 2 shots.
She stays in the game.
Runchie hits the first free throw.
Now she's out.
Abigail Jones will now replace Ernie. And rebound slapped around and pulled down by Reitzma. Had it down to 5, now back up to 11 again. And on the attack, Dinnebeer. Kelderman to Kelderman, and up over the top.
Waukee tonight, you know, as I watch them and you hear about them and see them on the webcast, they're so good in the full court game, but really tonight they've done some nice things in the half court game as well. Very patient against that man-to-man defense that Coach DeYoung's teams play.
They get it across. Burns, Runchie. Now good look inside to Pippett. Oh, can't get it to go. And Kelderman, now she'll push it back up the floor.
Might have been better for Pippett just to regain control there and restart that offense.
Up top to Jones. Now to Peyton Kelderman and gets it off. They'll reset that offense.
Double screen at the top.
Dinnebeer to Peyton Kelderman. Daniels for 3! Or Jones, excuse me.
And Jones, again, those long arms off the top, and another big steal, another turnover right off the inbounds. But Jones just able to shoot over top of everyone. It doesn't take much with her 6'2" frame to get it up. Waukee's done a nice job. They've withstood that initial surge of the third quarter by Centennial. And Centennial came out fired up, but Waukee looks like they've settled back down and they're playing some very good basketball right now.
So let's take a quick break. We'll do that. Be back after this on CISN.TV.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Number 10, Kate Dinnebeer at the line with 2 shots.
Here at Waukee, Katie Dinnebeer will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. And misses. She had 14 in the first half, looking for her first points here in the second half. Second one is good. Well, Centennial won on a 12-4 run, had it down to 5. Now it's back up to 15. Will they have another run in them? That's the question. As the pressure comes back, and that was the issue in the first half. Kiana Harris looks, drives, ooh, leaves it a little short. Now throws it up and comes off to Waukee. Seemed like they're rushing it again like they did in that first half.
Yeah, I just can't quite. They got a couple to fall earlier, but just can't quite find that range close by the hoop.
I think once you get through that pressure, you're in such a hurry to score. Here's Kelderman, 3. Lindsay Kelderman gets on the board.
Again, Waukee in the half-court set. You know, a great look, great set. They were able to get a lot of good-looking three-point shots tonight out of it. It's a little bit late on the recognition.
And now knocked away inside by Reitzma.
They had Kiana Harris wide open underneath the basket and just no way to get the ball to her.
Why do I keep calling her Daniel? It's Jones.
You see they're looking, continuing to trap. They're all over the place.
And
high speed.
Pays off on the other side. Yep.
In for Waukee, number 40, Cameron Weirs.
You see Coach Chris Guest down here just continues to implore his team to continue to play defense, stay straight up, don't reach, doing a lot of the technical things right. They definitely the aggressors tonight.
Yeah, he's a calm, quiet guy when you talk to him, but when he's on the sideline, he's up moving and always he's active there, isn't he?
Yeah, looks like a linebackers coach out there.
Here's Dinnerbeer.
Won a lot of games.
Long three again is off, and there'll be a foul on Weirs, I believe.
Warriors foul, number 40, Cameron Weirs.
I didn't even realize that Kiana Harris had position down there. Weirs she just kind of disappeared.
54, and Erie Barnes returns.
So far, you look at 56.5 seconds left in this third quarter, but Waukee had the 4-point play to end the first quarter. Then they had the 2-point, quick turnover and score at the horn at halftime. So those are big points. 6 points in this one sure would help either team a lot.
And there's a threes off, and that'll go off to Waukee.
24, Lizzie Strom, and number 40.
Keep waiting for Cleo Murray to heat up a little bit tonight. Hasn't had a ton of good looks.
Meg Burns and Lizzie Strom back in there. So they've tried to put a little pressure here on Waukee, and Lindsay Kelderman will bring it up. Out high is Abigail Jones. Let's see if they hold for one or... Well, Kelderman's going to drive it in there and has it blocked away, but I think Bella Robin just stepped on the end line.
And you don't see Waukee hold for one. They don't. No. If there's a shot, to take, they will take it. So. And not bad shots either. I'm not saying they force stuff up. I'm just saying they will be the aggressor. You don't see them holding the ball for 40, 50 seconds.
Yeah, a lot of teams you might see do that at the end of the quarter, but you're right. Usually with them, they're going to attack. Kick it outside again. 10 seconds.
Not a good situation for Waukee right now.
Back to the basket. Now Wrightsmith throws it up, and that'll end the quarter with Waukee up 49-31 after 3. We'll take a break, come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
People drive to Indianola to buy new Fords. During the final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. New Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLTs. Up to $14,500 off MSRP. New Expeditions. Final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $9,000 off new Edges. And up to $7,000 off new Escapes. $14,000 off new F-150s. Don't miss it. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com. The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Here at Waukee, we'll go to the fourth quarter. And it's 49-31 Centennial. Waukee, the Centennial trailed by 17 coming out of the halftime. They went on a 12-4 run, had it cut down to 5, but then Waukee came right back and has got it back up to 18 again. And now Kelderman dribbles in, and it'll stay with Waukee. As Burns trying to get it away.
He's trying to create a little bit of a spark on the defensive end. You saw Centennial get out and run a little bit to start the third quarter, but haven't been able to create those opportunities as the quarter went on.
Wrightsma hands it off to Dinnerbeer. Now they'll send Buddy down low, kick it back out to Ernie. Dinnebeer drives. Kelderman comes over, Lindsay. Oh, nice dish to Dinnebeer, up and good.
48-second possession for Waukee, and they end it with a layup. Very good patience.
Burns in. Try to rotate it around. And leaves it a little short. Kelderman. Lindsay with it. And 5-second call. Closely guarded that time.
It was a quick 5. Didn't even notice he was counting her down over there.
And it seemed like when she dribbled in that it would restart, but I guess not because they were. They'll try to lob it into Pippett, but it'll be knocked away.
Yeah, just not having, after the first couple possessions, not having any success with that long entry pass. So there's always something wrong with it, either too long or too short. Or
now they're playing the man-to-man defense, aren't they? They've been in the zone quite a bit of the time. And, oh, Dinnebeer just about knocked that away.
They fall back to their zone after they get into the half-court set.
Good look up and good by Street.
Yeah, those shorter cross-court passes against that zone defense. Again, you pull that defense to one side of the court and quickly get it to the other. Good look and finish by Street.
Ernie with it over to Kelderman. To Peyton Kelderman. It's a little screen there from Dinnebeer.
Screens all over the place. Almost turns it into an obstacle course for the defense.
And Reitzman finally gets rid of it. Dinnebeer to Kelderman. Back to Dinnebeer for 3. No good. Rebound pulled down by Pippett.
Another long possession, though. Waukee able to milk a lot of clock. Just so athletic out there. Waukee's athletic enough to run with any team right now in the state of Iowa. Another errant not inbounds, but entry pass. Yeah, the one I'm looking
inside,
for.
there's Kelderman, rattles down and out.
Halfway down.
And she gets her own rebound. So another thing, too, when even if you're ahead, if you're in that rhythm shooting, you like to keep shooting it.
Sure, yeah.
Because you don't want to mess things up there. That time over the head of Reitzma.
And those just longer entry passes. Seen Centennial struggle with those tonight, but first time we've really seen Waukee attempt one. Just Waukee, just so athletic. You watch them run up and down the court, and the way they pester you on defense, and I say pester in the nicest sense of the word.
Well, it is. It's like they're
so
all
good.
over.
Yeah.
Bella Robin and McKenna Clark in there for Centennial. And Jones is back in for Waukee.
McKenna Clark, just a freshman for for Centennial, seeing some spot duty this year for the Jaguars.
Lob up over, just a little too high there.
Good opportunity, but just not able to field it cleanly.
Cleo Murray looking for place to go. Now into the post, and a walk with it.
I think she was expecting some contact as she backed up and never felt it and lost her balance.
You mentioned Dowling in the girls' game. From what I've seen, it seems like they've been putting things together pretty good here of late.
Yeah, and Caitlin Clark gets her points every night, but it's a matter of right now the rest of the team is also scoring a lot.
Up with her,
she's been able to find them, and they've been getting open looks for years, and this year that team has been able to capitalize on those open looks, and they're going to be a tough out for anybody right now. There's some good basketball being played around here right now, and you talk about them in Southeast Polk, but Iowa City High ranked number 1, and Waukee here tonight beat Southeast Polk, and don't count out Johnston because they've got some really good talent as well right now.
They've got, and so it's going to be interesting. And then you always get a team, it seems like, that gets hot as you head into the tournament trail and they get on a roll. And then some of it, too, gets into, you get in a little strategy once you get down to Wells Fargo.
Sure.
If you can keep the game close. And last year, that's Valley, they kept it close, and then they turned it over their star and
Zoe Young was able to capitalize at the end.
Able to take it away at the end. So
well, and these teams throughout the Central Iowa and really around the rest of the state too, they all know each other so well. They play against each other all summer. They play in the fall leagues. Some of these girls play on the same clubs together. So it's just a matter of who gets hot on a particular day, really.
Here comes Waukee, just about halfway through the fourth quarter, hanging on to that lead. 18 points.
All spread out all over the place now.
And Pippett can't quite run it down, but good jump out in front of Reitzman there and knocked it away, but couldn't get it.
Pippett's still battling right now. We've seen her have a couple good games so far this year for Centennial as well. Stepping up when Alexandria Kana-Harris was injured the last few weeks.
Well, they had Ernie wide open over her, waving her hands at the far side of the basket, and they didn't see her. She's still over in the corner there.
Just in no rush right now.
Oh, and they kind of open it up, and Dennebeer just right down the lane.
Well, and I think Runchie was expecting some help as it came by, but they're so spread out all over the place, there was just no one to help out at all.
Up top, now the lob into Pippett, and
the help defense coming down.
Yeah,
it was
finally got a
Lampy. No, excuse me. No, that's not Lampy. That's Kelderman. Peyton Kelderman.
Yeah,
drops all the way down.
Got a good pass in there, but the double team came down quickly on it.
They're trying all sorts of angles to get that entry pass in there tonight, and just nothing's working out because you're having to throw it over top of Waukee's long arms all the time, and on top of that, they're super quick, and so they're there immediately.
On the drive, and the foul will be called on the rebound.
Well, there you see Strom with an open look, but she rushed it so much right away because there's constantly, I used that word pestering earlier, but that's exactly what it is, slapping the ball away.
Centennial foul is on number 24, Lisa Strom. That is her second, team second and a half, number 14. On screen number 40, McBurton.
Second team foul. And this quarter slowed down tremendously.
The second half, though, has been much cleaner foul-wise than the first half was. We had both teams in the bonus right about the beginning of the second quarter.
Yeah. Pippett with her second foul. Well, and Waukee's been moving it around quite a bit.
Well, that's what makes them so tough. Tonight it's Dennebeer who goes off for 19 so far, but they're such a balanced team as you look at the averages that they have and pick your poison. Who do you want to stop? And that's the difference between them and the rest of the teams really in this area, because Southeast Polk is pretty balanced, but this Johnston is the Maya McDermott show, and the other girls will get their points, but McDermott has the potential just to take over a ball game, and obviously Caitlin Clark at Dowling well chronicled at everything that she's accomplished here in the state of Iowa. So.
But then, as you mentioned, if you can give her 40, but if the others don't chip in a little more, you can outscore her with the team. Yeah, so
it seems like the right ratio for them. I've seen them play several times this year. Is about half and half. She scores half the points, and 3 or 4 other girls step up and score half as well. And the other girls will get their looks when you're playing Dowling. It's just a matter of you can get them to fall. All right, you got your program ready?
Yeah. Lily Lampy's coming in there. Addison Steffi. And number 4, Bailey Kroll in.
And number 40, Cameron Weir is all into the game.
And Cameron Weir is back in for Waukee.
young talent on the floor right now. Waukee is mentioned in the pregame, but just so young. No seniors on the roster.
Yeah, they got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freshmen on this roster too. So foul called on the drive.
That's one of them right there.
Centennial foul number 10, Avery Porter. That is her first, team's 5th of the half.
Avery Porter.
Avery Barnes at the line for Waukee with 2 shots.
In there.
Neri Barnes, the freshman for Waukee, at the line.
Now, in the old days when I got in, I'd want to get a foul just because you know you'd see your name in the agate the next day. You know? But kids nowadays, you don't see that anymore in the paper the next day.
Put your highlight on Twitter, I suppose.
Yeah.
To show that.
It used to be you could look in there, oh, he had a foul.
Yeah, get yourself in the Waterloo Cedar Falls Courier.
That's
back
right.
in the day.
There's a 3, no good.
You and I both grow up in Northeast Iowa, along with a couple other people involved in this doubleheader tonight. Pretty proud of my hometown, and we got Tucker DeVries, who will be playing for Waukee in this next matchup. His dad, Darren, the head coach at Drake, and Darren was a guy that I used to share a bus seat with growing up on the northwest side of Applington. And John Mayfield down here, an assistant for Centennial, played with Darren in a lot of those basketball games.
Back up a nugget. So I think Tucker will end up playing for his dad, or
that's a great question. I haven't seen. I assume the offer stands if he wants to. I think he's got a Creighton offer, I believe, as well. I think I was reading that. And, Tucker at 6'6" he's a guy that is just incredibly talented. Obviously, grew up with a ball in his hands. Dad was a great point guard at UNI and longtime assistant at Creighton. Now getting his chance as a head coach. Playing for former Drake star Justin Ohl, the head coach over here for Waukee for several years now.
Centennial.
The things we find to talk about in a 20-point game. So how about those caucuses?
Well, I can just say this. It'll all be over soon.
It will.
The back-to-back ads will be gone.
Yeah.
Megan Lance gets the bucket. And that will do it.
And that's the ball game. And the
final 55-33. The final here. Waukee over Centennial. We'll take a break, come back, wrap up the scoring in this one, and get ready for the boys' half of the doubleheader after this on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. It's cold outside, and that means it's fireplace season. And you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
People drive to Indianola to buy new Fords. During the final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. New Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLTs. Up to $14,500 off MSRP. New Expeditions. Final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $9,000 off new Edges. And up to $7,000 off new Escapes. $14,000 off new F-150s. Don't miss it. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com. The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
And the final here tonight, Waukee over Centennial, 55-33 in the girls' ball game. The scoring unofficially here for Centennial, 8 for Meg Burns and Jackie Pippett, 5 for Alexandria Kiana Harris, 4 for Cleo Murray, 3 for Taylor Runchie, Lissy Strom, and 2 for Ellis Street. For Waukee, Katie Dinnebeer led them all scores with 19, 8 for Peyton Kelderman, 7 for Megan Ernie, 3 for Lindsay Kelderman, 4 for Karen Reitzma, 3 for Abigail Jones, 2 for Megan Lance. And I'm missing a bucket there somewhere, but it was Waukee 25-7 after 1, 33-16 at the half. Centennial came out, won on a 12-4 run there, cut it down to 5, but then Waukee came right back to build a 49-31 lead in the third quarter, and then the final quarter they ended up winning 55-33. So Waukee gets the win here tonight. Good kind of bounce back actually for Waukee. They lost to Dowling, then had a real tight overtime game to Valley. It kind of got things going here against Centennial, Andy, and for Centennial, they had some moments there. They broke that pressure a few times where they were able to get it across and get the offense going, but just not consistently enough against that defense.
Well, and I really thought the moment of the game, Centennial comes out in the third quarter, it looks like, hey, we're going to have a game, and you mentioned they get it down to 5, but Waukee, man, they just keep coming after you, and eventually you crack, and that's what happened. It was amazing. It was just like that. That game was back up to 16, 17, 18 points right after Centennial got it down to 5. Right back up. Waukee, quick timeout down here. Didn't panic or anything like that with Coach Guess, and got the girls back on the same page. And I think Centennial had extended their defense so much they were able to get them on some back cuts and get them out of position. And Waukee, like we mentioned before, one of the top 5 teams right now in the state, and they certainly showed it tonight.
Yeah, just 2 losses now on the season for Waukee. They will play at Mason City coming up, and then for Centennial, they have to go to Dowling on Friday, so another test.
I think that's at Centennial on Friday.
Is that at Centennial?
I'm probably wrong there, but I'm calling that game, and it better be at Centennial. I don't think I have to go. Yeah,
I got at Dowling on here.
Yeah, they already played at Dowling. We did that game earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did. So, okay. Oh, yeah, because they have both of them at Dowling on that schedule. So that
was the other time we worked together this year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Come to think of it, we did. Yeah, I was having flashbacks. I wondered why, but no. Yeah, so they host them at Dowling, but it'll be an interesting matchup. Well, coming up here in our second game, we got Waukee smarting a little bit from their first loss of the season in overtime to Valley, where Valley kind of went on a big run there in the second half and got back up and then ended up getting it tied. And then the Centennial team, they come in with just 1 loss. Their only loss was to Dowling. And then Dowling's had a little bit of a slide of late, too, with the boys there. So this could be a pretty good matchup here.
Well, it's 1 versus 2 if you look at the numbers tonight. Waukee comes in ranked number 1 by the BC More Stats, which all reputable outlets use in the state of Iowa. BC More, a great website for all things sports, high school sports and college sports in Iowa. Lets you know all the metrics, but he's got Waukee at number 1. He's got Centennial at number 2, and talking to a couple of the other high school boys coaches around the state throughout today, pretty much everybody agrees that these are the top 2 teams in the state right now, and Waukee. And what gives them that is the length that both teams possess. They have great guard court, and then they've got those rim protectors inside, and you see them overpower other teams with that combination. It'll be interesting tonight to see how those different combinations cancel each other out.
We talked about Tucker DeVries averaging 22. You got Peyton Sanford, though, right there, almost averaging 19.8. So you got two guys almost averaging 20, and then got a little help from Wyatt Heston and Price Sanford there too. And then for Ankeny Centennial, got three of the top scorers averaging in double figures there, led by Jaron Cruz. And so, some good balance really in scoring. You got the couple of the big shooters there for Waukee, but they have a little balance there, and then the same thing for Centennial.
Well, and for Waukee, DeVries and Sanford are going to get their points. Those guys will. It's just a matter of can somebody else step up with the scoring as well and allow that to happen, because those guys are definitely going to put the ball in the bucket. And for Centennial, it's a Johnson and McCullough show. Those guys in the post. Jaron Cruz has created so many more opportunities for everybody else on that team when he moved from the south side of town, and he's so quick off the dribble, gives them that perimeter defender as well. You filter those guys into McCullough and Johnson, and those guys both sitting around 6'8", are powerful forces around the basket.
Yeah, talk about the threes. Tucker DeVries, 50%. That's shooting 70 shots.
And I couldn't do that in an open gym with no one else there.
Because you got Caleb Van Meter, he's hitting 53%, but that's only 15 threes that he's taken, 8 of 15, so 70, and he's hitting 35 of them. So, a high percentage from the outside area there.
And that's the difference in this Centennial club from a year ago. They were not good shooters at all. There's really no way to sugarcoat it. That team could not shoot the three for anything, and they ended the season I think right around 500, somewhere in that neighborhood. And that's the difference this year. They've been able to hit those shots, and McCullough and Johnson played so much better around the hoop. And then you put them up against Waukee, and I'm very excited for this game. I think we got a special event happening pretty soon here.
Well, let's do this. Let's take another break. We'll do that, and we'll come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving northwest and central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes central bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here at Waukee, getting ready for the second half of the doubleheader. And you see the starting lineups will be coming up soon here with Waukee and Centennial. These two teams, as we mentioned, highly ranked coming in. And Waukee at 10-1, Centennial at 13-1. On the season. We get lineups here and get ready. Andy Pollock joining me once again, and
it's a long haul to get up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. To climb all the way up here, it's a great view, but
there's a lot more people than there were when we got here at 5 o'clock.
And let's talk a little bit about these two teams and what you see as their keys here tonight for what they need to do in this ball game.
Well, I think for Waukee is figure out a way to get some of your other scorers involved in the game and try to create some points with those guys. You know, you saw the other night as they lost to Valley, just weren't able to get guys into the flow of the game throughout the course of that one. And you know, if they can hit some shots early, and that goes without saying, everyone wants to hit shots, but get a couple of those early and really force Centennial to extend their defense more and keep those post players out of the post for Centennial. Two very athletic teams as well tonight, just incredibly athletic teams. So expect to see an up and down game, but teams that can also score in the half court set if need be.
And some good size on both sides, but length on both as we get ready for the starting lineups here tonight. Waukee with just one loss at coming in their last outing against Valley, and Centennial also just one loss on the season. And saw Valley beat Ames in the girls contest.
Not a huge surprise there.
No. Valley, they're young. I've seen them. They're improving, the girls team there. And it'll be interesting to see toward the end of the season if, you know, they've improved enough to make it over the hump, get to the state tournament there, because there's always, you know, in this league, there's always a battle there to see who's going to
Well, and that draw that you get in the tournament time, too, that's important coming out here in a couple weeks. That seeding's important.
Welcome to the Waukee Fieldhouse for tonight's CIML basketball game between the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars
ready for the starting lineups
and
here.
your Waukee Warriors. Waukee High School has committed itself to maintain the highest level of sportsmanship possible in all athletic events. To achieve this goal,
great crowd here tonight.
Yeah, I was just going to say good crowd, but nice night to be inside where it's warm. It was actually misting a little bit coming over here. I was not quite as slick as it was Friday night. Had a little bit more of a rain. It was really, really slick. People sliding off the road. Tonight, a little bit of that kind of freezing rain mist stuff tonight. So
I think that was a down here further south of things. Ankeny was dry. Got down here about the lunch hour today, and you could tell some snow had fallen. And back up to Ankeny later on, nothing. Back down here, mist.
Macy Johnston.
But I think it's supposed to warm up a little bit.
Yeah, early part of the week, I believe. We got I saw some 40s in there.
Waukee Warriors, Megan Petchy. Sophia Liston.
Got a pick on the game Sunday.
You know, I got way too many friends that are Kansas City Chiefs fans. I can't even begin to imagine how tough it will be to be around them if they would win. So I'm going to have to pull for the 49ers.
Yeah, and then, you know, how can you not like George Kittle?
Sure.
You know? And he's so different from when he was the Hawkeyes because he was so quiet and unassuming there, you know, and now he's kind of stepped into that role
great
as a
stories,
leader there.
Yeah,
and,
great stories for both teams. Pretty likable teams.
Yeah.
You know,
it's going to be interesting if it'll be a shootout or if it'll come right down to the end, or could be interesting. Let's see, dim the lights, put on the spotlight here, get ready for the starting lineups.
And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. For Ankeny Centennial, number 1, Jerron Cruz.
Jerron Cruz, a 6'1" junior.
For your Waukee Warriors, a 6'3" 6'6" junior, number 12, Tucker DeVries.
Tucker DeVries, the 6'6" junior.
For the Jaguars, number 4, Colin McAleer.
Colin McAleer, the 6'2" junior.
And for your Warriors, 6'7" junior, number 20, Peyton Sanford.
Peyton Sanford, the 6'7" junior.
For Centennial, number 5, Preston Kelly.
Preston Kelling, the 6'2" senior for Centennial.
And for your Warriors, a 6'2" freshman, number 21, Bryce Sanford.
Bryce Sanford, a 6'2" freshman.
For Centennial, number 35, Cody McCullough.
Cody McCullough, the 6'8" senior.
And for your Warriors, a 6'7" junior, number 3,
Wyatt Heston, the 6'7" junior.
Heston. For Centennial, number 42, Micah Johnson.
Micah Johnson, the 6'7" senior.
And for your Warriors, 6'6" senior, number 33,
Lincoln Swanson, the 6'6" senior for Waukee. You know,
the head coach of the Jaguars is Bob Fontana.
Bob Fontana, head coach for Centennial, Justin Ohl for Waukee. You know, these guys that say, well, you got a lot of juniors in that, and we get the state, we now win it, but we'll be back. But you can't say that because you never know.
Correct.
You know, if you're going to get
Injuries can
back.
happen. Yeah, there's just so many little variables to that.
So the time is always now when you're in high school. You want to get out there and go, and we'll see how this plays out here as we get ready.
This is the first time I've seen Waukee in person. I've watched them on the webcast a lot, but the first thing that strikes me just as I walk out on the court is just the length, the legs and the arms, so much length through this Warrior squad.
Swanson steps in with Micah Johnson. And a little delay on the throw, but Waukee gets it, and we're underway here.
It was on the ground when they tipped it there.
Tucker DeVries with it. On that right wing, back over. He's guarded by McCullough out there. Now he double team.
Tucker's such a long kid too, a Division I recruit.
He drives, stops, spins, fade away, gets it partially blocked, I think, by McCullough. And then a foul on the rebound. That'll go against Swanson.
And Swanson just kind of wrong place, wrong time as Johnson corralled that rebound. I think he kind of had the arm of him going through and just nothing he could do to get out of it. And he had the basketball, so foul on Swanson.
And that fadeaway from DeVries, I saw that a lot the other night. And that time, though, I think we'll blocked a little bit there. Call it down the lane. An offensive foul.
And that's so important right now for Centennial that McCullough gets that foul picked up because they can't afford to have Cody McCullough on the bench tonight. And that's a great job stepping in to take that charge because he had beat his initial defender. It was a help defender that slid his way in. And if Cody McCullough is in foul trouble, it's going to be tough sledding for Centennial tonight. That's really how they lost their only game of the year so far. He fouled out in the third quarter at Dowling.
It's a minute gone, no score. DeVries tries to go inside, knocked away by Micah Johnson. Up top with it. Jerron Cruz drives, kicks it. Underneath. Cullah back over.
Good defense.
And travel called, and Peyton Sanford was belling up on him, didn't let him push him off, and he ended up drawing the travel.
Well, if he would have pushed him off the way that Johnson had dropped his shoulder, he might have seen him get a foul picked up.
And now Sanford steps on the sideline over there. Peyton Sanford, the junior. Price out there, the freshman. And now back to Centennial. He's going to break the lid off the basket first. Kick out for three. Good! There's the answer.
That's one of those things we talked about Cruz creating so many more opportunities. He drives in the lane.
Back the other way, a three, no good by Sanford.
Just draws that defense with him, creates a great look for McAleer.
They'll rotate it around, drive in, pull up, jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by DeVries. Takes it with the left hand, has it knocked out from behind though. On the run out, up and good. So Cruz pokes it out and then gets the bucket on the other end. And a quick 5-0 spurt by Centennial. Price Sanford. Over to Heston now. Back outside to Sanford for three. Peyton Sanford.
Bryce Sanford right at the top of the key. A quick little pump fake to the middle. Brought all the defense down there and opened up his brother for a great look on the other side.
Cruz pulls up three. That one's off, and that'll go out of bounds to Waukee, and the Waukee crowd will let him know about it. The students.
And Cruz is a kid that, sometimes the shots come just a little quick, and not necessarily quick in the possession, but quick in his release. He's at his best when he can elevate, get all the way up, and let that ball fly. And that time just got rid of it a little bit too quick. See, way too short.
Wyatt Heston over there. Gets it back to DeVries. DeVries gets a little bit of a screen. Nice look underneath. Oh, and it's off. No good by Myers, who's in the ball game. On the drive. And rebound comes off to Sanford. Peyton Sanford. Goes behind the back, now in. Kicks it out for three. No good. Rebound comes off to Keller. Knocked away, and Centennial will come away with it. Johnson. Buckets aren't coming easy inside.
Did someone leave the door open as cold as we've been in here shooting right now?
Baseline jumper, in and out. Rebounded by Price Sanford.
And you may think that's not a good shot for Micah Johnson, but he's great.
Peyton Sanford pulls up, off, no good for three.
Waukee really hasn't been close in their shot so far.
No, except for the one they made. Outside now, back over. Pull up for three. That bouncer no good, and Peyton Sanford gets the rebound again. And they try to sneak it through there, but picked off. McCullough back the other way. Cody McCullough goes up. Oh, in and out. He got bumped a little bit, but. And now he comes back and takes it away.
It's been ugly so far, not going to lie. Now we expect to see from a 1 versus 2 team so
maybe
far.
A little bit of nerves on both these teams, knowing they're playing a good team, and it's like, yeah.
Everybody's sucking wind pretty good right now. I think everybody's ready to run a half-court set.
Long three, good!
McAleer with a defender in his face. 2 3-pointers for him tonight early in this game. I'm not sure Centennial was ready to get back on defense. I think when the shot went up, everybody's like, hold on, just wait. Catching our breath.
Long three, good by Price Sanford.
Sanford, the freshman, set shot from the top of the key. Snaps the cold streak for Waukee.
Lead down to 2. On the drive, double pump, clutch and goes. Preston Kelling.
Oh, what a move by Preston Kelling. Thought he got away with the travel, but he must have kept his feet off the ground because he was able to
kind of looked
fake
like
the pass out here and put it up in the basket.
Looked like he shuffled, but he didn't, I guess. So here's DeVries. Got the score here, gets it off to Peyton Sanford. Now back to DeVries. He'll drive, and that one goes in.
Did a good job avoiding the contact, getting around Cruz, who had set himself up to take the charge and able to avoid it.
Here's Centennial. Kelling drives, pulls up, and official said he got it clean. Drive and then gets caught underneath. Back the other way. Oh, nice up and over, but he draws the foul. John Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz uses that Euro step to avoid DeVries to get around him and almost able to finish it as well. Cruz, though. He saw it was 1-on-2, not great numbers, but when you've got the momentum going, you've got the defense turning their back to you as you're
they're getting
coming
back
at him full speed. And, with Jerron Cruz, that's numbers. That's a run-out look for him, and takes it all the way in and gets a foul on DeVries.
Goes to the line for two, shooting 81% from the free throw line. Oh, spins out.
For the Warriors, number 11, Blake Pappenberg. Number 14, Joseph Lindholm. And number
Pappenberg,
33,
Lindholm,
check in.
and Lincoln Swanson back in for Waukee.
For Centennial,
Brady
number 12,
Peterson
checks in.
in for Centennial.
Peterson gives Centennial a little bit more depth on the post than what they've had. He'd been out with an injury early in the year. Of course, talented offensive lineman will take his talents to Ames, play for Iowa State next year.
Caleb Van Meter in also for Centennial. Second free throw is good by Jerron Cruz. And it's back to a 3-point lead for Centennial. Been an interesting first half so far. They try to trap DeVries up top. They do. Take it away, and then what are they going to call? Held ball or... Yep, held ball will go to Centennial.
It was a big boy. Brady Peterson came up, snuck up behind him, if you can use that term with Peterson. About 6'6", about 280 out there. Peterson kind of sneaks up behind him, and big man moves well.
You don't see DeVries trap that. Usually he gets rid of it or dribbles out of it. Peterson now will drive, and a blocking foul called.
Peterson kind of bringing the bull in the china shop mentality. You see him on the floor hustling there, and here when he gets the ball at the top of the key, he had that look in his eye that he was taking it to the rack.
Lincoln Swanson picks up his second personal, third team foul. And Peterson
Number 10, Mason Myers checks in for Waukee.
hits the free throw. Second one rattles out. And that's his first miss of the year.
Peterson again creating a turnover.
Up the other way. Oh, drops the foul again.
For as few minutes as Brady Peterson has played in this season so far, he's been a huge spark in about the 50 seconds he's been in tonight.
And that's two on Tucker DeVries right away here in the first quarter.
And that changed things around for Coach Ohl quite a bit.
Number 5, Preston Kelly returns.
Well, Peterson was 7 of 7 coming in. Now he's 8 of 10.
And I can do that math.
Yeah. I think at 9 of 11. Waukee with it.
See Centennial looking to get a trap if they can, but they're quickly back.
Lindholm over Pappenberg. He drives and gets it swatted away. In there by Kelling.
Yeah, Kelling not known as a shot blocker, and that time does a good job keeping his body away. A little bit of contact there, but not enough to get the call.
So you got 3 starters out here for the final 37. They want to get any more fouls on DeVries and Swanson. Both have 2. Nice look inside, up and good.
Caught Kelling sleeping a little bit right there, and we're able to get Pappenberg on that back cut, snuck it in between a couple defenders.
And offensive foul called on Centennial. Micah Johnson.
Again, the help defense coming in, kind of slid in right as Johnson looked to make his post move. Good recognition, good scouting report right there for Waukee. They know those go-to post moves. That's the second time they've got one of the Centennial posts on a charge.
Now Micah Johnson's second team foul. Well, we've seen a little bit of everything already here, and now Waukee comes down with a chance to tie it up with the 3 or cut it to 1. Long 3, Pappenberg. Sanford rather, the 3. Hayden Sanford ties it.
And then on the other end, it almost goes in off the front of the hoop.
13 all here after one. Stick with us. This is going to be a good one. Back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. It's cold outside, and that means it's fireplace season. And you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game, Shields.
Here at Waukee, we'll go to the second quarter, tied 13 all. Darty Daniels and Andy Pollock here, and kind of a slow start, kind of ugly middle, and then a flurry at the finish of that first quarter.
Yeah, Waukee able to go on a 5-0 run right at the end of the quarter with their star point guard Tucker DeVries on the bench with 2 fouls.
Peyton Sanford hit his second three there. Here's a three, just short and kept alive by Waukee. Then taken away, Kelling goes up and lays it in.
Preston Kelly.
Waukee with a lot of turnovers here early in this one.
And Centennial takes the lead back. We led for much of the first quarter till it was tied at the end. Quick ball movement, and good! A three by Price Sanford.
Yeah, great ball movement there. Pappenberg catches the ball in midair, quick down to the corner to Pappenberg. They can't cover 2 guys with 1 down there.
Inside straight up and up, no good, and it gets his own rebound. Spins back up and off the glass and good.
I really thought McCullough got away with a travel as he made his baseline move, but no call made down there on the baseline. And Cody's a battler, man. He no quitting that guy. And he, after picking up that first foul on a charge, he's still playing very aggressively down there.
Number 12, Brady Peterson checks in for Centennial.
Coach Ole riding that official hard down there because I think he saw the same thing I did.
You looked up right away and we're kind of thinking it was a travel. Now, it's a 3-point Centennial lead off the 3-point play. Sanford drives and draws the foul.
Now Fontana not happy with that call. The official, and I think that's one of the things that drives some of these officials most nuts is when you have one official that's right there, doesn't call it, another official from another side of the court calls it.
John Cruz with the foul. Just the 3rd team foul here on Centennial. Waukee has 5 in this first quarter. Long three, no good. As Peyton Sanford launches it way deep, and that one is blocked, but then stepping on the end line is Cruz as it came right down to him.
Well, and we mentioned earlier how Cruz will, that was more 1-on-3 right there. But he's got a full head of speed, but Price Sanford doing a nice job, just gets in front of him, cuts him off, and Cruz had nowhere to go once he went up in the air.
There's Price Sanford with it. Gets it off to Pappenberg. Now back over. Sanford fakes. And they call the hold on the drive against
Centennial foul, number 4, Colin McAleer. That is his
McAleer is first.
And the team's 4th in the half.
Now the 14th foul. Get it in. Sanford kicks it back out to his brother. Back over. Sanford and Sanford working it there. Now they throw it out to Heston.
It was good defense by Cruz. Keeps his arms off.
And keeping DeVries on the bench a little bit with those 2 fouls, and then Offensive foul.
Okay, I was waiting for the official underneath.
Yeah, he didn't signal it. Yeah, I know. I was looking at the guy who blew the whistle down there, and then he didn't call it, but the guy up here did. So that's second on Mason Myers. And now the 16 foul, so Centennial will be in the bonus on the next foul. Drive, pull up at the free throw line. Good by Cruz.
That's more of a look for Cruz when he can again let that ball go at the top of his shot.
Sanford drives off, no good. Slap back out to Price Sanford. Heston over to Pappenberg now. Around the horn to Price Sanford. He'll drive on Cruz, and Cruz gets called for a little. Try to put the arm out and block him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's doing the right thing with the front arm, but his back, that left arm, or it'd be the right arm as he's coming through. Keep shoving him, working him towards the baseline, and it's all fine until they get a little bit closer to the hoop, and that's when you start altering things. They decide to blow you for it.
Tucker DeVries back in now for Waukee. DeVries with just 2 points so far here in the first half. Rotated around.
And those 2 fouls can affect your offense quite a bit too.
Takes it. Bounce pass across for 3. No good. And the battle for it comes away with it is McCullough.
Wisely gives it up.
Gets it to Cruz. Now McCullough gets it back and drives.
McCullough gets a mismatch with Myers on him, trying to stop him there from the free throw line, and just able to go right past him. McCullough has got him by about 4 inches.
Breeze gets a nice pass underneath to the assist to Mason Myers.
Meyer got hit hard.
There's a 3.
McAleer's on fire right now. They got to get a body on him. They have not been able to find him in transition. 3 3-pointers for him so far tonight.
DeVries gets it off. Sanford looks across and then gets it knocked away.
Good recovery there by Johnson or by McCullough, because that was a good look for Waukee.
Lindholm will come in. Waukee wants to take a quick timeout here. Halfway through the second quarter, and DeVries has been trying to help out, dish it off a lot, but he hasn't really got him. They haven't gotten him into the scoring.
He's just been on the bench a lot too
yeah.
so far with 2 fouls early on, and you come to a game hoping to see some of these stars play, and some of the nights that's just how it works. I know one of the first times I saw Cody McCullough play, he got 3 fouls early on and fouled out in the third quarter. So it's.
And then you talk about Brady Peterson. He came in and he just. I think just his energy, it gave him a spark.
And that's the difference.
Attacking,
That's the difference for Centennial now as compared to earlier on in the year. They didn't have him. They didn't have a body for McCullough or anybody else or Johnson when those guys came out. So he certainly has brought it, like you said, that extra spark.
And sometimes too, those guys on the bench, when they come in, they want to do something when they're in there. It's to show, hey, So it'll be Waukee under their own basket. 4 minutes to play first half. They trail by 7. Lindholm tries to drive, tightrope it, and it's taken away by Johnson as he got under there with nowhere to go with the ball.
Yeah, Kelling didn't use his hands, forced him out with his body, and most of the officials will allow that.
Down on the block, back it in, and they're going to call a travel on Johnson.
And Johnson looking over saying, I was dribbling right, but he was hopping as he was dribbling, and once he got those feet back down without a dribble, that's when the official decided to ding him for it.
Yeah, and then right after the contact, he kind of shuffled, I think, a little bit there.
He looked over at Coach Fontana hoping to help him plead his case, and Bob said, nope, you did it. He told him exactly what he did.
DeVries, left side 3, good!
Oh, DeVries, as he catches that thing in rhythm. Man. Just so pretty. It's such a smooth shot for the young man.
3 the other way, McAleer couldn't get it, and the rebound comes off to DeVries. Is he going to heat up here toward the end of the first half? Takes a drive, pull up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Johnson for Centennial.
Johnson and McCullough for Centennial are just such tougher players this year than they were a year ago. Grown up a lot.
Cruz, bounce pass inside. Johnson up and good. This time, no travel, he gets the bucket.
And that's a battle between him and Peyton Sanford.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just constant bodies
boom, boom, back and
bumping
forth.
into each other, yeah, and Johnson's so strong right now.
That time Johnson got the space and got the shot off. Peyton Sanford up top. Now he'll drive, pull up, rolls around and out, and the rebound comes off to Johnson. Cruz will push it up the floor. Pulls up for three, no good. Rebound McCullough. Fakes, gets a blocked, and then the foul.
He might have got away with the travel there as well. As they're coming down the court, he gave the nod to Cruz. I think he was looking for an alley-oop. He had snuck behind the defense right there. He was ready for it, but Cruz instead opts for the three-pointer, and McCullough pretty much ends up in probably the same spot he would have anyway.
Free throw by McCullough, good. It's Peyton Sanford's first foul. 17 fouls, so Centennial will shoot from here on out. Centennial with just 5. They have a couple to give yet. And their lead back up to 7. And he gets the kiss off the glass. Takes the lead to 8. In on the block, backing in, now back over.
It's a good matchup for Waukee if they can get it down there to Peyton Sanford.
Oh, DeVries, crossover up and good. 5 for DeVries now here in the second.
Turns his body, uses the left hand, avoids any chance of an offensive foul.
Cruz over to Kelling. McCullough comes up, gives him a screen. Now he throws it back through to Cruz. 3, no. Rebound, Johnson can't get it, hits the basket. Back up and powers it through.
Centennial's been so good on the offensive glass tonight. Second chance after second chance.
DeVries stops, looks, pulls back. McCullough picks him up. Now he drives, puts it up, and he'll draw the foul. Can't get the bucket to go, though.
Centennial foul number 42, Michael Johnson.
DeVries again, you're playing with 2 fouls. You got to be a little bit careful. He's able to still be aggressive, though, right now because of the way that he keeps his body from driving at the basket. He's basically moving parallel to the basket.
Yeah,
most of the
and he's
time.
always kind of has a little fade backwards, too. He hits the free throw.
You hope for a guy like that having 2 early fouls doesn't affect his offensive end of the court. It can obviously affect your defensive end, and there's not much you can do about it, but doing a nice job still avoiding the contact.
So he'll get one more free throw here. He's got 9 points now.
Quiet 9 points.
Yeah, 7 here in the second quarter, and timeout called.
Centennial calls a 30-second timeout.
We'll just keep it right here.
I was ready for you to use a line from Major League, right?
Yeah.
We'll just keep it right here.
We'll keep it right here. Getting close to halftime. And
you get to see your boy Peterson check back into the game for Centennial right now and hope no one gets hurt trying to defend him.
Yeah. Well, he just came in with the energy, just attacking right away. But it looks like Lindholm back in for Waukee, too.
DeVries able to grab himself a few points, help Waukee stay in this ball game, and now we won't see him the rest of the half unless they get an opportunity for a last-second play here at the end of the half.
Yeah, with 2 fouls, DeVries and Swanson, both with 2 for Waukee. And there's Peterson, and he gets called for the foul that time.
And it's not even a full contact foul. He wants to get his money's worth if he's going to get a foul out there. It's an old big brother move he used to use when your little brother was defending you. You hook him with that arm. They don't call that on the playground.
Well, they called that on the replay last night in the Iowa game where they came back and looked at the replay, and they called the Wisconsin guy for the hook. Under a minute now, Waukee with it. Trailing, and they throw it away. A little too much on that one.
Yeah, the Sanford brothers over there looking at each other, looking over at Coach Hull, trying to figure out, all right, whose fault was that? And the ball went right between the two of them.
And now they'll take DeVries back out on defense. And here we'll see if Centennial just winds her down for
I think Waukee, you're going to see some extended defense from Waukee. I don't think after what happened the other night in that Valley game and watching them sit back for, a minute and a half at the end of the first quarter. Was that the first half when they
it
was 90 seconds? Not going to see that tonight.
And that was a little different because we thought with Waukee had their two best guys out that Valley might attack, but they didn't. But
there we go. This is where they're going to run their
15,
offense.
Yep. Kelling with it. 10 seconds. He'll drive, put it up, no good. McCullough rebound, lays it right over the front. 33-25, long three at the buzzer. That would have counted, but it goes off, and it's 33-25. So they outscore them 20-12 in that second quarter, and Waukee, or Centennial rather, takes the lead into the halftime, 33-25. We'll be back and run down the scoring in the first half after this on CISN.TV.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. It's cold outside, and that means it's fireplace season. And you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com. People drive to Indianola to buy new Fords. During the final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. New Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLTs. Up to $14,500 off MSRP. New Expeditions. Final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $9,000 off new Edges. And up to $7,000 off new Escapes. $14,000 off new F-150s. Don't miss it. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Here at halftime, it's Ankeny Centennial 33, Waukee 25. Darn Danielson, Andy Pollock with you. I'll run down the scoring here in the first half for Waukee. 9 for Tucker DeVries, 7 of those coming in the second quarter. 6 for Peyton Sanford, 6 for Price Sanford. 2 threes apiece for them. 2 for Blake Poppenberg, 2 for Mason Myers. For Centennial, Cody McCullough with 9 for Colin McAleer, 6, wait a minute, 5 for Jerron Cruz, 4 for Micah Johnson, 2 for Preston Kelling, and 2 for Brady Peterson. Tucker DeVries has 2 personals, Lincoln Swanson 2 for Jaron Cruz, 2 for Micah Johnson. So the big one were the 2 for Tucker DeVries as he had to sit down, Andy, a little bit there as he got those early and didn't want to let him pick up that third foul.
Yeah, he's been able to do his damage on the offensive end in some very limited minutes so far here tonight, and look forward to kind of a clean slate for him to start this third quarter and see what they can do. Now, I know kind of off topic, but did you see any of that cheerleading routine going on right there?
Yeah.
I was nervous for him, but man, they were able to tossing those cheerleaders all over the place and going 2 and 3 high, and I didn't quite catch the whole story behind it. They leave for nationals here in just a couple days, I think they said. So a couple talented groups of pretty athletic young ladies and a couple young gentlemen here from Waukee tonight.
Yeah, when you look at, a lot of times you look at some of these other activities and the dance teams and that and the cheer squads, man, they compete at a very high level too when it comes to all that, as you see them here.
Some of the acrobatic routines that they were doing throughout that routine as well was pretty impressive. Got a little distracted, kind of forgot about basketball. I always get impressed when I see people when I see people do things that I can't do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if I tried that, I'd be in bed for a month.
I could probably end up on the ground, but I'm not sure I'd be able to get back up again, seeing what they're doing. And the balance, and there's some athletes out there for Waukee. I'm not sure, didn't quite catch that whole story. I wish I could have heard the announcement, but I believe they said state champs, and then they're moving on to nationals here. And I think they said coming up this weekend. So, I think, you guys are able to see that on your screen right now as well. I don't even know what these, what do you call that, something with a half twist, flying somersault.
Well, that'll be coming up soon with the Olympics.
The whole crew's getting a kick out of this right now because I'm trying to speak
I'm thinking
coherently about gymnastics and cheerleading.
I'm thinking double suck-out, but that's figure skating, right?
Triple axel
and all. No, that's a different thing. That's the Winter Olympics.
Yeah. Doing their cheer right now. I'm guessing that's part of their normal routine. I had an opportunity this weekend. I've got a daughter doing show choir stuff right now, and had an opportunity this weekend to see one of my first competitions, and wow, it's a Broadway production for some of the things those kids are doing right now as well, and kids from Oklahoma and Kansas and Minnesota and Wisconsin. And just another way for kids to get involved in their school.
Yeah, and for these large schools, a lot of activities. I know the Waukee band, I think they're going to, is it next year they march in the Rose Parade?
Oh, nice.
I think they made the announcement this fall. So, yeah, a lot of.
And I know the Centennial bands this last year for Veterans Day were in the parade out in New York City as well. So just, a lot of great opportunities for kids to get involved in whatever it is they want to get involved in.
Okay, so let's go back to basketball a minute and go inside the locker room.
Oh, there is a court underneath there,
yeah. For Coach Fontana, he's got to be pretty happy with the way that first half
I thought his kids played really tough. I was really impressed by that, and that's a hallmark. He coaches them tough, and they're gonna battle for him. And last year, again, the shots just weren't falling. But you see a guy like McAleer go 3 for 4 tonight from the start, from the 3-point line, and you had a player like Cruz and what he creates for everybody else. And I just think you watch McCullough and Johnson, how much tougher those two guys have been on the post, but they've always been long, lanky guys and strong guys. But one of the greatest compliments I think that I ever can give a coach or a player is that his team is tough. And I've just been impressed by how tough those guys have played. Not so as the season has gone on. It's easy to, everyone starts off the year tough, but these guys get stronger and stronger every time I see them play.
And for Coach Old, they got to kind of find a rhythm back here. They are coming off that first loss of the season too, and that's maybe plays in a little hangover from that, but coming back out and going back to what you did that you won all those games before you lost the one.
Well, and I think it's going to start rebounding. They've got an initial stop many times on defense, but they've not been able to get that rebound. And those second chance points, not a stat that we track up here, but those second chance points have been huge for Centennial. So if Waukee and Coach Hull can figure out a way to keep Centennial off that offensive glass, they've got a lot better chance to get back in this ball game and even have a chance to win it here in the second half.
All right, we're at halftime, 33-25, Centennial over Waukee. We'll take a break, come back with wrap up the second half and get the halftime rather, get the second half underway after this on CISN.TV.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving northwest and central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes Central Bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Here at Waukee, halftime winding down. Ankeny Centennial coming in, trying to pull off, I wouldn't say quite the upset. They were both pretty, two one-loss teams here. Waukee's been a little higher rated through most because they didn't lose till just the other night. But, pretty good solid matchup right here in this ball game. And we saw coming out of the half in that game where Centennial girls had a big run to start the third quarter. Let's see if, Waukee can do that here, trailing against Centennial. If they might have a little bit of run to start the third.
Yeah, and it's a totally different thing playing in the second quarter with 2 fouls, but now you get to the third quarter with 2 fouls, and now you're back your normal aggressiveness on defense. You can take the ball at the hoop, and really looking forward to seeing Tucker DeVries at full strength in this half right now. And I was really impressed by the bigs for Centennial, how much they were able to take over that ball game. I've seen them do it against shorter competition, but they're actually matched up height-wise with Waukee tonight, and they've done a great job of that. So if you're Centennial, stay after that offensive glass. That's going to create those opportunities. And likewise, Waukee, get that stop. Continue to work hard to get that first stop, but then get the rebound and complete the possession.
And hook around foul called on Lincoln Swanson as Centennial starts with the ball.
That's his third.
Yeah, his third. So he'll sit down. And there's Centennial. They're in the dark uniforms. Get the ball back after the foul. And nice little push it inside there. Cruz powered it in to McCullough.
Just threaded the needle. I'm not sure how well you could see that on film, but wow. Looks away, glances to his left, and somehow got it through 3 sets of arms.
Gives a 10-point lead to Centennial. DeVries drives through, and then he tries to throw it through, and upset with himself there as he tried to come baseline and throw it out. Now McCullough lobs it into Johnson. He goes up and scores.
Yeah, Centennial picks up right where they left off, dominating the paint. Couple quick layups by their 6'8" guys in the middle.
Lead up to 12 here. McCullough guarding DeVries. Now he gets it, pull up for 3. Rolls around, no good. Rebound comes off to Centennial. Underneath, McCullough goes right up and draws the foul. Man, they're just posting up right away, and nobody picks him up.
Well, the defense kind of is extended, and he's actually where he's setting up is behind. If you look at it, he's behind the glass of the backboard, but he has that powerful move to reestablish himself. Once he gets the ball, he's back out in front of the hoop.
Price Sanford with his first foul. McCullough gets the free throw.
Number 11, Blake Pappenberg checks in for Waukee.
And Pappenberg checks back in for Waukee. McCullough will get another free throw and misses that one. So a 5-0 run to start the third for Centennial. 3 up, no good. Rebound pulled down by McCullough. They're continuing to dominate the boards.
Yeah, one and done.
Cruz throws it out, almost throws it away, but Kelling goes up high to get it. Now Kelling drives and gets his own rebound, puts it up on the fall away. Knocked around, Johnson couldn't tap it back in, and here comes Peyton Sanford. He spins, puts it up, rolls off. Johnson with the rebound. Tempo picking up a little bit here. Now into Johnson. Spins, nice, took him to the left, right around to the right, draws the foul.
That quick little stutter, it's not even a pump fake, it's just a stutter kind of back to the court and then spins baseline. That quick drop step is able to get around Heston, and Heston has no choice but to foul him. Man, Centennial coming out and dominating this third quarter so far.
The only thing they haven't done is they missed a couple free throws, but 7-0 run now, and it's 40-25. 3 no good, and that'll go off of McCullough.
Once again, though, McCullough's in position to get that rebound. Just takes an odd bounce off the hoop.
Connor Southout comes in for Heston.
These last couple weeks have been what we kind of expected from Centennial, and I say that because it's not like they struggled early on in the year. They lost to Dowling. It's not that, but that was my first chance to see them this year, so you just seen the improvement that they've had over the last few weeks. Oh, what a move.
Pappenberg. What did you call that?
Yeah, it's
the shimmy and then drive?
It's a joystick type move. I mean, it's like we got this in front of us up here. And
kick it out, back over. Cruz drive, now pulls back for 3. And long rebound comes out. Run down by Kelling. All the bounces going right now for Centennial. Kick out Johnson for 3. No good. And Waukee gets the rebound. McCullough harassing there, though. Almost forced a turnover. Here's DeVries. Drives, fakes. Goes up, gets it blocked, but nope, they got him on the. Official says you caught him on the face.
Caught him on the head, yep.
So
thought at first it was a clean block. He must have got a little bit of elbow as he was coming down.
That's Johnson's third. First of the half, and it'll send DeVries to the free throw line.
Number 12, Tucker DeVries at the line for Waukee with 2 shots.
Shoot 2, and he misses the first one.
Haven't exactly been torching the nets tonight from the free throw line for either team.
Brady Peterson in for Johnson. And the second free throw by DeVries is up and good. And back to a 12-point lead. Kelling drives, powers it through for the basket, and the foul.
Preston Kelling has added that part to his game. He's been a pretty decent shooter throughout his career, but this time you see, so many teams are willing to give you that baseline and try to force you down, but he's so strong taking that up off the glass and battles through the contact, finishes it out. Kelling is listed at 6'2", but long arms, and he jumps so high that just plays much bigger than that.
Completes the three-point play. Well, we talked about maybe Waukee would come out on a surge here to start the third quarter, but it's been Centennial who's taken control.
They've got a matchup down here. They got to get it to Sanford. They got Cruz guarding him in the post.
Big height disadvantage.
And no one's recognized it yet.
And then a foul call. I think that might go on Peterson. We'll see. Yep.
Centennial foul number 12.
You got 6'7" Sanford is being guarded by 6'1" Cruz down in the post, and they keep avoiding him. I mean, that's a great matchup to get the ball down there. Can't draw it up much better than that.
Heston comes in for Pappenberg for Waukee, and Price Sanford will key the inbound. Lobs it out to Peyton Sanford. Gets it to DeVries. DeVries fakes. Rowe got up in the air, moved it around, but rebound. And then a foul on the rebound by McCullough, I think.
You see Waukee more active down here coming after the offensive glass. And
second on McCullough, third team
foul.
foul.
Number 35, Cody McCullough, his second team's third and a half.
He was just waiting for South to go up in the air. As soon as he saw he got the rebound, you could just see he's kind of baiting him into going up.
And misses the free throw. Southout's only attempted 5. He's hit 2 for 40%. And then hits that one. Back to a 14-point lead for Centennial. Halfway through the third. That one's off. Battle for it. Southout comes away with it. Gets it to DeVries. He'll push it. Steps through, up and good.
Yeah, that stutter move caught the defense napping just a little bit. As soon as he recognized a little bit of a gap, straight to the hoop.
Cruz with it. Up top to Kelly. Now Cruz will drive. Back out to Kelly. He'll drive. Stop. Puts it up short. Rebound comes off to Peyton Sanford. He pushes it up. Price back to Peyton. Drives in. Gets it blocked by McCullough.
Numbers.
Cruz up the other way to McCullough. And draws the foul. And I think that might be against DeVries.
McCullough was thinking about throwing that down. You could see the numbers. He got out running, and as soon as Cruz recognized it was him, he got it ahead to him.
Third on DeVries. DeVries thought he blocked it clean, but
McCullough went flying a long ways. It may not have been DeVries that got him, but someone sent him going a long ways there.
McCullough hits the free throw. He's now got 4 points here in the third quarter, 15 overall. It's the second free throw and now has 16. Peyton Sanford. They're looking for DeVries over there on the wing. He gets it.
Good help in recovery.
Yep. Now kicks it out. Sanford, three, right down through.
Yeah, nice catch and shoot in rhythm. And catching and shooting in rhythm is such an important trait. We try to beat it into the young kids' heads too because they'll want to pump fake around a little bit, but just perfect in rhythm there for Sanford.
Let's take a break. We'll be back after this on CISM.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Sideline camera there. You see in the Waukee huddle as they're trying to figure out how to make a comeback here. 2:55 to play in the third period. They trail by 11 against Centennial. Darty Danielson and Andy Pollock with you. Justin on the camera down there. We got Randy behind us in the camera and Devin running the controls here. And the question is Waukee going to make a run and can they get DeVries heated up? He hasn't had a lot of chances really. Now he's got 3 personal fouls.
Oh, and Cruz is a really good defender too. They've been harassing him quite a bit up there, and DeVries is a long, lanky guy, and I'm not sure he's necessarily a point guard at the next level with just the body type that he's got, but a pure shooter, and he's a guy that can play forward and take the ball in. But as you look at him out there tonight, I mean, Cruz flexing muscles a little bit, just so quick.
Kelly drives, leaves it short, picked up, thrown. Brady Peterson
And
posted up there at the left hand.
I say this with all due respect to Brady Peterson, but it's the YMCA game, really, is what that is.
That was.
That's exactly what it is.
Lob it up there now. Kelling breaks away. And draws the foul.
Oh, bad foul by Soutout. You know, he's going down there. It's got to be much harder. If you're going to go after it, you go after it.
Yeah.
Coming on the heels of a big three-pointer, Waukee seems to have some momentum. 2 quick buckets for Centennial.
You got to make sure at least he has a hard try at getting the ball up there, but either that or you just concede it and say, okay.
Yep.
Because now you get a chance to up that lead to 16 here.
And Kelling did a good job. He kept the ball away from his body.
Yep. And he hits the free throw.
He's got a nice night.
He got 6 in the third quarter. Kelling does, and let's see, 8 overall. Here's DeVries, pull up and good.
You see his arm rise.
Yeah,
above
he's just
everybody.
he's so smooth when he drives in there. It's just like all in one motion. Cruz over the right side, now down on the block again. McCullough up top. McAleer, and he gets fouled by Price Sanford.
Warriors foul number 21, Price Sanford. That is his second, and the team's 7th.
And now the 7th in the bonus already for Waukee here with still 1:49 to go in the third.
Centennial will do that to you. I've seen them a few times this year in teams. When Centennial is playing teams, they shoot a lot of free throws.
McAleer misses the front end of the bonus. He's shooting 86% coming in. His first miss. There's threes for 3, a deep 3.
He had Brady Peterson out on him and just not, Peterson sagging off just a little bit and recognized it right away. Rise up, nail the 3-point shot.
17 now for DeVries. Oh, good look under to McCullough, and he squares himself and puts it in.
Well, he's able to catch the ball so close to the basket. He had Heston posted up almost right underneath the basket. That's too easy for Cody McCullough.
DeVries pulls up free throw jumper. Doesn't go, but he draws the foul on Cruz.
Caught right on the elbow.
That's Cruz's third.
Number 12, Tucker DeVries in the line for the Warriors with 2 shots.
And DeVries, looking at the stats, are at 17 points, but it's just been a quiet 17, it feels like tonight.
There's 18.
Number 42, Micah Johnson checks in.
Johnson comes back in.
And number 20,
so we've got 2 guys on each team with 3 fouls. DeVries' second one goes down. And it's back to the 11-point ball game here. Waukee'd like to get a stop, maybe cut it below 10, head into the fourth. And Sanford comes from behind. He thought he got it off of Johnson, but they say no, it'll stay with Centennial.
Yeah, they got a little sneaky with the trap. Johnson didn't quite see it coming until it was too late.
Caleb Van Meter will go over to throw it in.
Did I miss a foul on Kelling? He hasn't played for a little while here. I don't think he was.
I don't know. He was out. I don't think. No. Underneath to Johnson. Nice passing there.
That's a tough matchup for anybody, let alone when those 2 guys are within 5 foot of the basket, just tossing over top of everyone.
DeVries step back. 3, no good. Kelling gets the rebound. Or McAleer, excuse me, gets the rebound.
Now Centennial's a team that will hold for 1.
And with a 13-point lead.
Waukee extending their defense right now, trying to make something happen.
Veering out a little bit, Van Meter now gets it to Cruz. 5 seconds, Cruz. Kind of double team there. Now he's in trouble, and he won't get a shot off.
And he came off that high post screen, and he got Johnson rolling off it, but he lost the handle right as he was trying to get it to him.
54-41, 13-point lead for Centennial. We'll go to the fourth after this on CISN.TV.
People drive to Indianola to buy new Fords during the final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. New Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLTs. Up to $14,500 off MSRP. New Expeditions. Final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $9,000 off new Edges and up to $7,000 off new Escapes. $14,000 off new F-150s. Don't miss it. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com. The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We'll go to the fourth quarter, 54-41. Centennial leading Waukee. Outscored them there, let's see, 21-16 in the third. And Waukee will start with the ball. Tucker DeVries, he's got 19 points. And gets the ball now. Back up top, got McAleer on him. McAleer knocks it away, but it'll stay with Waukee.
You know, just a minor thing right there, but McCullough out of bounds. You talk to young players all the time. Not every ball needs to be saved.
Yeah.
And he, that time, if he saves that back in immediately, it's numbers for Waukee. Wisely takes out of bounds, makes him reset everything in the half court.
DeVries, now McCullough picks him up.
They're getting that matchup down low again. Sanford guarded by Cruz.
And McCullough's on DeVries. Looking for Sanford. Peyton Sanford. Now they get it to Price Sanford. Over to Peyton. He'll dribble in. Fake. And gets it knocked away by McCullough.
Well, they got it right on the switch, and then McCullough was right back on him. So
a minute possession, and they come up empty there.
Not optimal here in a 13-point deficit.
No. McAleer up to McCullough, and now Cruz. Johnson. He's kind of working low a little bit. Sanford, and timeout called. I think Coach Fontana worried they were going to get a 5 count there. They're going to call a quick 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here.
We were almost 90 seconds into the fourth quarter right now. You mentioned it was a minute-long possession for Waukee. Don't get any points. Now we're 30 seconds into another possession for Centennial, and they're going to try to stretch this thing out as long as they can.
So you got to pick up that defensive intensity a little bit, maybe for Waukee, force some turnovers. They just have not, Waukee's just not had any extended scoring runs here at all. They've just been a little short ones, 4, 5 maybe, where then Centennial answers them right back.
When it comes back to the rebounding game, too, I mean, just every time, one and done.
McAleer gets it over to Cruz.
They're trying to set up a trap at some point out there, but
Kelling. And now there it is. DeVries comes in from behind, goes up and dunks it home.
Effortless on the throwdown. Just glides through the air. You see a lot of guys have to get their footwork correct when they do something like that. No, not there. All in rhythm.
Down to 11. Now they got a trap. McAleer, he gets out of it. Finds Kelling underneath on the far side.
Well, they've got Waukee uncomfortable right now with their defense, and stuff like that's going to happen because they're trying to extend their defense and cover the entire half court.
DeVries over to Sanford. It's Price Sanford. Now DeVries will drive. Oh, off that left hand, just stretched it out there and off the glass against the pressure.
Such touch and feel against, like you said, the pressure. Battled through a lot of contact, nothing called, but so smooth off the glass. We said in the beginning of the broadcast, he's going to get his tonight for sure, and he's at 23 points right now. Just a matter of if someone else for Waukee can step up against all the weapons that Centennial has.
And Pappenberg fouls, and that'll be the 1-on-1.
That is his second. The team's
Pappenberg's second.
Number 5, Preston Kelling at the line for the Jaguars.
Kelling to the line. He's a 48% free throw shooter, so the one on the floor to foul right now as he misses the front end of the 1-on-1. A battle for it. And they tightrope it, and no timeout called. As I didn't think Southout had possession.
You look at he's kind of getting it taken away from him right towards the end, but the official right on top of it. That's an important possession for Waukee to hang on to.
Yeah, because they could still need to get it below double digits here.
You just see, though, you just wonder how comfortable and how much longer they can keep their defense extended against, Centennial with their bigs down low. Those guys can sneak their way loose, and before you know it, score points in some bunches.
Yeah, on Centennial, they're keeping their heads up and looking for those guys. Even when they're under pressure, they're not looking down, and they're finding the pass to get out of trouble for the most part here.
Their guards have handled things well tonight.
Biggest lead, I believe, was 16. It's down to 11, but let's see now. Waukee. DeVries kicks it over for 3. Short. Man. Sanford tried to knock it out. Now they have numbers coming back the other way. Kelling up and good.
Wills it over the top of the rim. Thought Kelling might have had a mistake there. I actually thought that might have been a good situation to pull that ball back out playing 1-on-3, but he does what Cruz does earlier.
Taken away again, Kelling, and he's fouled by Peyton Sanford.
Yeah, Sanford's got to be careful. That was dangerously close to an intentional right there as he reached across the kind of the neck of Kelling.
Well, their next one's a 2-shot foul anyway. Here, that's the 9th team foul, and Kelling to the line. Pops the front end.
What did you say Kelling's free throw shooting percentage was? I had it
48 coming in.
48, and he's at 48% as well from the field. So shoots
3 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. And that one's short. And a foul by Johnson. And that's his fourth.
He's got Fontana right in his face. Why? And it's the young guys too. They just you learn what's the situation, what's the right time.
Yeah, you don't need a steal right now. No, just drop back and play defense.
They need him playing half-court defense right now. Yeah, again, he gets over on the bench. Why?
Yeah, You want to be aggressive defense, but not at this point in the game. You're right. Back up to 14. And then
I want to see Tucker DeVries get a lot. Oh, they're giving him 2 free throws here. Okay.
Yeah, Brady Peterson with his third.
I think we're going to see DeVries spend a lot of time at the free throw line this last 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, the next one will be the 1-on-1 from here on out. The next one for Waukee will put Centennial in the double bonus. So that's an issue too, because it'd be hard to foul to get back into it at this point. And clean up some perspiration down there.
Yeah, that spot, they've been having some issues with that particular spot on the court.
And the free throw right through for DeVries.
And number 33, Lincoln Swanson, returns for the Warriors.
So you go to offense, defense for Johnson and Peterson there.
And DeVries hits both of them. Back to 12. To McCullough, to Johnson. Over the corner. McAleer looked at the 3, decided no.
Probably a wise decision at this stage in the ball game.
Better to take some time off the clock. Now inside to Johnson, and he draws a foul from Pappenberg.
Good recognition by Kelling up here, and once again, Waukee's had to extend their defense out here, and those bigs just kind of find themselves getting loose underneath the basket.
42, Micah Johnson at the line for Centennial with 2 shots.
Johnson shooting 2. And he hits that one. Now 1 of 2 from the line. He's 73% free throw shooter. He'll get one more here. And misses it. Rebounded by Peyton Sanford. Sanford, no good. Kelling runs down the long rebound. Cruz will push it up the floor. McAleer this time will take the 3, no good. And DeVries has Sanford up the floor. He goes for the 3 and misses it, gets fouled.
McAleer on the closeout, got an extra hip into him, and some may say a flop right there, but that was pretty legitimate contact.
And I think it did affect that shot some because
no doubt
came up just a bit short.
But now with 3:41 to go, Waukee with a chance to get it back to within 10. And they have not been this close in quite a while.
We saw that 4-point play in the girls' game earlier.
Impressive shot.
Sanford with the second. It's good. And he gets all 3. They got it down to 10. A little pressure, full court pressure. Get to Cruz, now over to Johnson. So DeVries reaching in there.
Careful, yeah.
With 3 fouls, and then they do force the turnover. Sometimes you don't get it high, but you keep that pressure up and you'll get it on the backside, and that time they did.
Well, your internal clock tells you as you get it close to the basket that you better take it at the basket.
Yeah.
And Cruz trying to make the no-look pass. It went off the fingertips of McCullough.
DeVries looking for the high screen, but he ends up with the double team. Price Sanford over to Peyton, now back to Price. Looking for the cutter off. There's DeVries.
Long toe.
Swanson trying to get him a screen. Peyton Sanford for 3. No. Swanson can't save it. It would have been a big shot if he hits that, but
you don't see that out of Sanford too often, though. It was
just missed it totally like that. But 2:58 to play, 10-point deficit, and Sanford almost came in and got the steal, and then the foul by Pappenberg. That's his 4th. And it'll be 2 shots.
Foul, number 11, Blake Pappenberg. That is his 4th. 42, Micah Johnson at the line for Centennial with 2 shots.
Johnson going to find his way into double digits here eventually, and we don't keep rebounding numbers up here, but in that first half he was dominant on the boards. Be curious to see when I check Ankeny Fanatic tomorrow and Dan Holmes' website what the official stats were, because those big guys tonight for Centennial have had themselves a night.
Gets them both. And Price Sanford gets the defender up and gets the bucket. And now they foul Kelling.
Well, they knew when Kelling got the ball, he's the one that they want to foul. They were all over that. Back to Price Sanford's move down here, though, man. Nice little up and under move. The freshman looking like a crafty veteran out there playing.
Well, I imagine there's some backyard action going on with those two. This is a free throw, so
I think we're seeing some situational fouling by Waukee right
Yeah.
now. And Johnson, decent free throw shooter, but yeah, once Kelling got the basketball.
Kelling has the lowest free throw percentage on the floor out there, so they fouled him.
I think they've green-lit Kelling and Johnson right now.
And he gets 1 of 2. DeVries, that runner again, just up and good.
Sets it in the hoop from about 5 feet away.
Down to 9. And DeVries almost got a hand on that, and now they come in and they'll foul Kelling. That's 4 on Price Sanford.
Coach Hole's trying to tell his team that, hey, we were about a half a second away from a 10 count when they fouled Kelling there. But they got the guy at the line that they want.
Yeah, if you trade 2 for 1 here again, then it works to your advantage. But he hits that one. And he hits them both, so makes him pay for that one. DeVries steps through, and he'll get all the foul, but won't get the bucket.
Send him up for a 1-and-1.
Cruz with the foul, his 4th.
Centennial foul number 1, Jerron Cruz, his 4th, team's 8th of the half. Tucker DeVries at the line for the Warriors with the 1-and-1.
Waukee just won't go away right now, and have been kind of trading bucket for bucket here lately, but they have not spent too much of this game within 10 as they have now the last minute or so.
That makes 28 for DeVries. Trying to play for the trap, and then they get the foul called on Swanson.
Number 12, Tucker DeVries.
Not the guy they wanted fouling there.
35.
Well, they're getting a lot of people up there with
the
extended fouls.
2 shots.
McCullough is 79% free throw shooter, and he misses that one.
21, Price Sanford, 32, Wyatt Heston, return for Waukee.
It's a lot of strategy here in and out with what they want to do.
Body's literally covering the entire floor right now.
And he misses both.
Oh, good foul.
Kick it out to DeVries. He drive and tried to go for the dunk. It gets fouled.
Powerful move.
Yeah.
Centennial foul number 35, Cody McCullough, his 3rd, team's 9th of the half.
It's the 3rd on McCullough.
If he tries to lay that in, there's no chance of a foul getting called, but because of the powerful finish that he tried, he was able to get the call.
And he misses the free throw.
14, Joseph Lindholm, 33, Lincoln Swanson, return for Waukee.
It seemed like this has been a long 4th quarter.
It really, well, and that was after the first 90 seconds went by with no one scoring.
No scoring, yeah.
Extending the game right now.
Free throw down to 8.
DeVries now at 30 points, I believe, for the evening.
29.
I didn't know. I thought they didn't. There it is. They hadn't credited him.
Okay, 30. Okay.
Man, a lot of free throws in this 4th quarter, too.
4th on Swanson.
Number 5, Preston Kelling at the line for Centennial with 2 shots.
They need another.
That spot again, huh?
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, Kelling's been 4 of 7 in this 4th quarter, and then 6 of 9 for the game. So he came in at 48% from the free throw line, so he shot above that. And hits it.
21, Price Sanford, 32, Wyatt Heston, return for the Warriors.
So what I want to know is who's either sweating down there underneath that basket, or is there a leak in the roof right now? Because I've been constantly wiping that up tonight.
And he gets the second free throw, so back to a 10-point lead. Three-pointer, good by DeVries.
The step back, so smooth. Look at the night that Tucker's having.
Full timeout. We'll take a break here. 7-point ball game, 1:40 to go on CISN.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here at Waukee, the Warriors trying to claw back. They got it down to 7 against Centennial, but the fouls are mounting up. We've got Tucker DeVries with 4, Lincoln Swanson with 4, Price Sanford with 4, Blake Poppenberg with 4. Also for Centennial, Jerron Cruz with 4, Micah Johnson with 4, 3 for Cody McCullough. So they've had to foul to get back into this. And Preston Kelling's been the target for a lot of them because he had the lowest percentage, but he's done pretty well here in the fourth quarter with his free throws. 6 of 9.
He's up to 19 points on the night.
Had the ball there. Now they're come out. Throw it over to McCullough, and he gets hit there, and that'll be it for Swanson, I think. That's on him.
Warriors foul, 33, Lincoln Swanson. That is his 5th.
Good.
21, Price Sanford, 32.
Lincoln Swanson fouls out.
For Centennial, 35, Cody McCullough at the line with 2 shots.
McCullough hits the first.
This is where if you're Waukee, and particularly if you're Tucker DeVries, where with your 4 fouls, you got to stay away from those contact situations. You're the scorer out there. I mean, you look at the scoring tonight; it's been all him, and they need to make sure that he's not the one that fouls one of the Jaguars.
And knocked away. He was going for Peyton Sanford. Centennial's been doing a good job of not letting them get the threes that they're, get on a big string of hitting the three-pointers.
Well, and they can extend their defensive bunch with the presence down low they've got with McCullough and Johnson.
There's a long 3. Good! Well,
basket for Tucker DeVries.
They won't go away. They won't go away.
Down to 6.
Waukee calls its final timeout.
Making it interesting, that's Waukee's final timeout, though, so that's another issue.
Sending some other guys in off the bench right now to try to get
some foul in there. And
I'm reminded of a scene from one of the great literary movie classics, Austin Powers, when they're there and they're at the end, the guy's like, "Why don't you die?" I'm just envisioning that right now. Waukee to keep battling, and Tucker DeVries gets hitting big shot after big shot right now. Just keeping themselves in it. This is the closest they've been since probably the first quarter. I think.
Yeah, it was. It was tight early on at 13, and then Centennial went on that run, and it's been a double-digit lead for ever since then.
So who gets fouled right now? Who's got the target on their back? I mean, they got to be looking. Well, they've got Kelling triggering the inbound, so I'm guessing they're going to go after Johnson if they get a chance.
But he's shooting in the 70s. And they go to McCullough. He's sitting 79 coming in, so pretty good up in that.
Warriors foul number 11, Blake Pappenberg. That is his 5th.
Pappenberg fouls out with 2 points.
21, Bryce Sanford checks in for the Warriors. Number 12, Tucker DeVries returns for the Warriors.
Or 4 points, excuse me. And then McCullough hits the free throw. Oh, I'm running out of room on the score sheet.
Yeah, free throw numbers on there tonight.
Yeah. So 21 for McCullough. There's almost a three, then a foul on the putback. Swanson had the double bouncer in the hole and out.
That extra bounce was allowed Sanford to kind of sneak around
get
and
up
get
there.
position to get the offensive rebound.
Centennial foul.
Almost fell.
Cody McCullough.
Sanford's been a little quiet tonight, too. He averages 19. He's got 12.
Sanford at the line for Waukee with 2 shots.
We'll get 2 shots here. And this is the first one.
Mason Myers and Kaishon.
This is a point in the night where you've been running up and down the court for the last, 30 minutes, 31 minutes. That just got to use those legs. The free throws are a little bit harder now than they are in the first quarter.
And he gets that one.
That's their man. They were all over Kelling.
And Keyshawn Badis didn't waste any time in getting in there.
Foul number 1, Kaishon Van Diest. That is his first.
There's that show up in the box score stat.
Preston
Yeah.
Kelling at the line for Centennial with 2 shots.
They knew their guy. They knew the scouting report. Kelling so far, still shooting above his average for the evening, but play the percentages.
And he gets 1 out of 2. Sanford, 3 is good.
For Peyton Sanford.
They've got no timeouts.
Sanford, best three-point shooter on the team, wide open, standing out here. Got to identify him.
And Centennial takes the timeout. So, yeah, let's take a break. We'll do that. Come back right after this on CISN.TV.
The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Here at Waukee, in the fourth quarter, that's now into, 3 hours? Or
I didn't quite check the log.
Yeah, I don't know what it started at, but Dar Danielson, Andy Pollock, and Waukee has been trying to claw back here after trailing by 13 to start the fourth quarter. They've now got it down to 4, no timeouts, and this allows them to go full court pressure here, though. McCullough will inbound it. They get it into Johnson, and he's fouled quickly by Wyatt Heston, his second.
Warriors foul number 32, Wyatt Heston. That is his second.
Well, the strategy's been working for Coach Ole and company.
42.
They fouled the right guys so far and hit some shots in the clutch.
That pays off there, so.
Well, what it does, too, is you don't have to be shooting threes. You don't have to be chucking up threes right now either.
And he makes the second one. And DeVries lets it roll up, now picks it up. Kicks it out for three. Good! Heston. 2-point game. They run out to Johnson, and he puts it up and good.
They couldn't get the foul on Kelling in the corner. They didn't recognize they got the ball in quickly and couldn't recognize him fast enough.
DeVries gets it blocked. Scramble on the floor. They dive, and arrows pointing to Centennial.
I love this.
Whoa,
bodies all over the
man.
place. What effort tonight. You have Cody McCullough diving in from way over up at half court.
DeVries getting up, limping. He went down hard trying to get that ball. And Ole saying there was no foul in there.
Yeah, he's all over the official right now.
Now they need a steal. And they get it in to Cruz. Lob it up. McAleer puts it in, and that'll probably do it now.
Yes, Waukee battled a bunch.
At the shot up, no
Sanford's
good.
down. He's hurt.
Yeah.
He hit the ground hard. There was no contact. He just went up and kind of lost his balance going up for a three-pointer. He's down for a while.
Preston Kelling goes to the line to shoot two. He hits it. And the fans are starting to head out now. I think they think it's over.
Yeah, at this point, Waukee kept this interesting. There's a lot of times they could have gone away tonight, but man, they hit some big shots and found the right guys to foul.
If nothing else, there's the three. He'll miss. If nothing else, it's giving you something that if you are closer in a tight game again, they worked on a lot of things, but
there was a time that this game looked like it could get pretty ugly, and Waukee continued to battle their way back in. They had Tucker DeVries, their leading scorer, spend most of the first half on the bench in foul trouble, and he ends with 36 in limited action tonight.
Yeah.
How about that?
30. Yeah, he sat out a lot of the second quarter, ends up getting, as you say, 36. And let's see, Peyton Sanford had 16, 8 for Price Sanford, and we had a couple people. Swanson fouled out, Pappenberg fouled out, and it ended up 21 for Kelling and 20 for Cody McCullough. Micah Johnson had, 14? Trying to add all this stuff up here, but wow, good battle here.
No, it really wasn't. We said at the beginning of the broadcast that DeVries and Sanford are going to get their points. It's just a matter of can someone else for Waukee step up tonight. Tonight that answer was no. Another time that answer is probably going to be yes. And I think we'll see these two teams, a very good chance that we see these two teams rematch at some point very late in the year. Right.
The thing that for Centennial they got to be happy about, Coach Fontana, is pressure all the time, and they never dropped their head. They kept looking for the pass. They kept answering every time that Waukee made the charge back.
They did, and we said early on Waukee just wouldn't go away in that fourth quarter, but their style that they did, it kind of took Centennial out of the game, really, of what they want to do, because you take away that offensive rebounding potential, you take away the penetrate and drive, because they spent the whole time Waukee spent the whole time fouling Centennial in the backcourt, so it just completely took them out of the game in desperation mode, and it's not the style that they were playing with. So
the final here, 78-70. Ankeny Centennial beats Waukee in the boys matchup. The girls, Waukee took that over Centennial 55-33. Oh, fun night here. We didn't go overtime, but we went a little longer in that fourth quarter, Andy, and thanks for joining me here again tonight, and thanks to Randy and Devin and Justin on the crew, and that's going to wrap it up here on CISN.TV.